Hello and welcome to Clinton the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
This week we're going to do some alien stuff. It's the Betty and Barney Hill alien abduction.
Hey, isn't this the sort of first?
Yeah, the first
This is
widely publicised.
So this is the WrestleMania 1 of UFO
Yeah, I guess so.
abduction stories.
Who headlined WrestleMania 1? I have no idea.
Bob Backlund.
I
It was
hope
a-
so.
It was a tag match between Hulk Hogan and who was Hogan's partner? Fuck.
Bob
Fail-
Backlund?
I'm losing points here. No, but it was against
Is that
Roddy
the oldest
Piper.
you know, Mike?
It was against Roddy Piper and the guy with the cast on his arm, Orton Senior, and Muhammad Ali was a ringside referee.
Oh
Well,
wow.
who the fuck was Hogan's partner? Anyway,
Yeah.
welcome to the show. If this is your first one, get used to those potholes that we're gonna fall down.
Very true.
Excuse
Before
me.
we go to Betty and Barney Hill, we like to do a thing called Weird News, where we read you some shit we found on the net and we laugh about it for sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we get on to the main thrust of today's
Yes.
topic.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's Weird News.
So the first one,
Oh, I'm looking at the screen and it's not on.
no, we're low tech this week. The 3 signs that biblical prophecies about the end of the world and the Messiah are coming true. It's always the end of the fucking world of these people, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will be soon.
It's in the book. Shit, that song, the Johnny song, remember?
Yeah,
It's all
it's
going
going-
by the book.
Yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, you're gonna tell me why now, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah, 3 unusual happenings have sparked claims that biblical prophecies about the end of the world and the coming of the Messiah may be coming true. The first occurrence was the birth of the first red heifer in 2,000 years in Israel, a creature that features in end times tales in both Christianity and Judaism.
Are they particularly unusual?
I guess so. That was a
Did you
belch of
just
disdain. It was a belch of disdain.
You answered and belched at the same time.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello, I'm Ben, I'm the professional one.
Sophistication is our middle name.
I'm
my
a man
God.
of wealth and taste.
For the listener, he's surrounded by empty beer cans.
I'm surrounded. That one at the front has got about a quarter left. And the other 2 are full. I'm just
Okay.
stocking up.
All right, okay.
Means I can go longer without going to the fridge. Continuity, Gaz.
Okay.
I've
So the
no
red
idea,
heifer.
I've no idea how it's the first one in 2,000 years.
Oh, okay, then it's pretty rare then.
Yeah.
But why has it been born though? Due to genetic tampering, or is this a scientist?
Maybe we'll
meddling?
find out at the end of the article.
Okay.
But until then, I don't know. But this is quite pro-end world,
All right.
end of the
Yeah.
world reporting. So
So we've got the red heifer.
yeah, red heifer. Hebrew prophet Ezekiel, end of days prophecy, foresees the sea, a hyper-saline environment, the Dead Sea, sorry, this is, with a reported 37% salinity flourishing into life. And a photojournalist with the Dead Sea Revival Project said that coming to the body of water, the lowest point on Earth, you can see the prophecy coming true.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah, the fish, I think we had it as a weird news actually, a while back.
Right. So we've got heifers.
But then again, he's from
Fish.
a society called the Dead Sea Revival Project.
Right.
Is it a possibility he just threw some fish into a bit of a Dead Sea that he could get to, took a picture, then the fish died about 20 seconds later?
It's quite possible.
It's very possible.
And the third strange occurrence took place this week when a snake was filmed slithering out of Israel's western wall, unexpectedly interrupting prayers. I'm sure that's happened before. I mean, it's a very hot country with snakes. There's gaps in that wall. Nice and cool for the snake in there.
I've
It's
gotta
very
say-
warm. Snakes come out.
I've got to say, so far, I'm slightly unimpressed because I would have thought the bigger signs towards the end of the world were the sort of massive civil unrest that's sort of bubbling under Western society, the bombs, the death,
Yeah.
The
famines,
animal genocide that we're committing.
The pollution.
the great what's it called? The extinction that we're in.
The
It's got a name.
Anthropocene.
Yeah,
That one.
that's not what I mean. What I mean, it's called something, isn't it? When we've killed a massive percentage of all the animals on a mega extinction, or oh fuck knows. I'm just rambling.
Mass extinction.
Yeah, everything's dying. We've got 20 years left. We've been told by scientists. I think that's a bigger sign.
No, Gaz, it's the fucking red cow, the snake
Right.
coming at the wall, and the fish in the Dead Sea, obviously.
Right. I'm not thinking metaphorically enough, am I?
No.
Religious Oh,
Because, I mean, this snake chased away a pigeon, for God's sake. That's what it says here.
how would you say metaphor?
Metaphor.
Metaphor.
Well,
Metaphorical.
apparently, it's a metaphor.
Right.
According to the BBC, you know, that Queen's English that they speak
Well-
on the radio for. It's a metaphor.
Well, fuck the Queen's
Yeah.
English. Fuck the
Lizzie
BBC.
fucking Queen anyway.
We're the boys from the apocalypse and we'll say how we fucking won.
Fucking metaphor.
I mean, that Om Shinrikyo episode, I butchered the Japanese names in that. Completely butchered them.
Oh yeah, but they're foreign names. We're expected to butcher them.
In all fairness, I butcher most foreign places' names. It's a running theme in the show, I know.
Yeah, but we're not like the BBC. They literally have a pronunciation database that they can type any name, any word into, and be given the correct pronunciation. We don't. Oh, I suppose we do. We've got the internet. We're too fucking lazy for that, listener. We're amateurs.
That's it.
So yeah, back to the symbolism of the.
Yeah, well, I just thought it was bollocks.
Well, I think things are going by the book. I think the end time everything has a bit of an end times feel.
That's only because of the reports like that we're being fed, creating that end times feel.
Very
Yeah, but
true.
these people
when
actually
they-
want it to happen
So
as well.
when they launched that holographic alien invasion, forcing the world to unite under one government, achieving their ultimate goal, they're able to kill off a few billion of us quite comfortably and unite, and the New World Order there. Bingo.
B-I-N-G-O. B-I-N-G-O.
That's the one.
Well, it's a good job. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out and I can completely ignore the real world and be a fantasy cowboy.
Well, if I don't get to see the end of Game of Thrones, I'm going to be certainly pissed off. Is what I'm going to be.
When does Avengers...
Oh yeah, I want to see that as well. That's
And
next year.
episode 9.
Yeah, all right. I'll go. Let's see what they do.
Come on, give us 10 years, Trump, you fucker. 5 will do. I've done most of the things I ever wanted to do. To be fair. I'm winding it down.
I'm 35. I'm winding it down. Just
I'm over
waiting
the hill.
for God.
I'm over the hill.
Let's go from a crazed, drug-addled lunatic to a guy winding it down.
Pipe and slipping with a blanket over his knees just to keep the chill out.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I did that as well.
Am I the only fucking
Soon,
legend
mate.
here?
Soon, I'm going to start pottering about in the shed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a sign you... Are you starting to enjoy gardening yet?
Nah, fuck, I'll never enjoy gardening.
He goes to B&Q just to have a look around.
No, I don't do that. I would never
And
do that.
garden centres, not to
Yeah.
buy anything.
I would
just
never
to look
do that.
around.
I would never do that. Never.
Buying crappy homemade gifts from some obscure garden centre in the country.
Buy some
No.
tungsten screws
No.
that he'll never use.
I'm afraid
Have that shelf that you might put up one day when you've got an afternoon.
that's quite close to the bone, actually. There's a couple of jobs that I've been on my list for about 6 months around the house. But you know, if the world's going to end, what's the fucking point?
No, I'm with you.
Gaz, can you put those curtains up? There's no point, Leona! The snake came out the wall! There's a red cow!
A red heifer nonetheless.
What did you call me? No! Red heifer, it's my ex-girlfriend when she's angry. Oh, the Bernard Manning of podcasts.
Hey.
So, what do you think, guys?
No, I think it's bullshit.
Fair enough. What is the significance of the snake coming out of the wall?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, there's a snake in the wall.
I just think, you know, it's in the sun. The snake's got in there because it was cool. It's got hot. It's come out again. I'll guarantee you that that's not the first time a snake has come out that wall.
Nah, it's way too logical.
Just the first time someone's filmed it.
True, yeah. Well, fuck it,
But
we'll
it's
see
written in
what
the
happens.
Bible, you know.
Well, yeah, there we go.
I thought it must be
And
true.
I do think the Dead Sea guys just fake newsed it. You know, he's from the Dead Sea Revival Project. It's in his best interest to go there and see some fish.
He has ulterior motives.
Exactly. And they do want this shit to come true. I mean, Trump moving the embassy to Jerusalem was seen as like a thing, a sign of the end times. They want it to happen. Some of them don't even recycle because they want the end of the world to happen. They're just trying to usher it along.
Why? Because Jesus comes back.
Yeah, because it's okay for them because they believe, you see. So they get to meet Jesus and they go to heaven, and the rest of us just stay down here and die horribly with our souls devoured by demons.
Well, aren't they going to feel
in their minds
like right silly billies when the environmental apocalypse comes upon us and the planet is uninhabitable because of what we've done to the environment, and Jesus doesn't turn up? What are they going to do?
Well, I'd imagine they'll crap their pants.
Well, they renounce it, or they just double down on the faith and be like,
Double
no,
down
it's just going to take longer. We're just
Yeah.
going to keep believing.
Yeah, they'll just double down on it.
Fuck. Well,
Or they'll just start some kind of civil uprising.
and in what's left.
For we're fighting evangelical Christians in the blasted ruins of our civilization.
Oh, man, doesn't sound very positive.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't mind that, actually. I wouldn't mind breaking a few evangelical Christian schools.
Wouldn't you rather just a nice sit down on a comfy sofa?
No, I want my baseball bat wrapped with barbed wire.
With a full belly watching Bargain Hunt or something?
Oh yeah, I'd go for that, but these fuckers want to fight.
Oh, I'm too old for the apocalypse.
I think you're always, like, never quite ready for the apocalypse. I don't know how age you are, to be fair.
Oh, God.
Do you want the next bit of news?
Yeah, is it happy?
There's an animal in it.
Is it being tortured then?
It might be enjoying it.
Okay, tell me the news.
Couple arrested for interspecies love triangle with husky in sex chamber.
Well, it's better than torture.
Yeah? A domestic violence report led to a year-long investigation ending in the arrest of a couple engaging in bestiality with their dog. And I do wish the PC was up and running because there's a great picture of a really surprised dog.
Oh, no. Oh, no. If both, I'm sure you're going to get into the details, but if both the man and the woman were sexually involved with the dog...
I think it was more him wanting her to do it, but I think he probably
Right.
did stuff with the dog too.
Oh.
A couple from Aurora, I don't know if that's Colorado, it's C-O-L-O.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
Were arrested for 4 counts of animal cruelty. Police allege that Frederick Blue Mazanares, 50, and Janet Eileen Solano, 48, converted a backyard motorhome into a chamber used to have sex with their dog, a Siberian Husky mix named Bubba.
Oh, God. Bubba the love tongue.
Police have been investigating the alleged crime for almost a year, starting in March 2017, and Solano called the Aurora Police Department to report an incident of domestic violence. When an officer met her at a local gas station, Solano informed him that she was leaving Manzanares, we'll just call him Freddie,
Okay.
his last name's a bit of a bitch, because he had been pressuring her into having sex with their dog.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Solano confronted Freddie after she discovered bestiality pictures and videos on their shared laptop. Don't put it on a shared laptop.
You fool!
He responded by asking her to keep an open mind.
Oh.
Then, according to the arrest warrant, he spent the following 6 months introducing her to bestiality videos, bestiality forums, as well as providing her with different literature on bestiality. When he says literature, I like to think it's like a leaflet. It's like, should I fuck my dog? Question mark. Here's a leaflet.
I'm thinking it's more like a romantic novel from the Dickens era.
Beauty and the Beast.
There you go.
A Mills and Boom, but on the front it's just
Now
like
station.
a buxom wench with her legs open and a fucking pedigree chum. Oh, I don't know. God damn it! I wonder if there were any. Because it's safe to say I've watched a lot of fucked up porn, to be honest, but never I never got into the bestiality section. I'm not even sure of its legality, to be fair.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, the old sort of joke, peanut butter, he puts peanut butter on his genitals and the dog licks it up. I wonder if you have to do that to get the dog just got a natural, I'll lick that stinky bit. Thinking about this too much.
In this scenario, The homemade chamber included a customised bench with red padding and a dog hormone spray to arouse the dog.
So the dog wasn't into it, they had to fucking...
Chemically induce an hard-on.
Yeah. Freddie would take pictures and videos during the sex acts, which the police have now obtained. Solano also told authorities that Freddie sent her pictures of Bubba while she was at work, along with text messages such as, "He's thinking of you, winky smiley face."
Oh, God. Oh, this is so painfully white trash and...
The dog was apparently a point of contention for the couple as well, with Solano telling police she was somewhat jealous of Freddie's relationship with Bubba. Yeah.
Well, so that's the extent of the
That's the
Bubba
case.
love triangle.
The Bubba love triangle.
Well, I think it's...
Oh, actually, there's the headline picture. I'll just show you it briefly.
Oh, the poor boy.
I don't think that's the dog. It's
No.
just a dog it's just a husky with a surprised face.
Well, the person next to it definitely looks like the sort of person that would fuck a dog. But all I can say is
Spot these people, can you?
we can
You
smell
should-
our own,
you
Mike.
missed
We
your-
can smell our own.
You missed your calling. You should be a policeman.
Well, I don't know what to say. I feel sorry for everyone concerned.
I don't know if Bubba liked it. I mean,
I'm guessing not.
Possibly not. Although dogs are rank. One of my friends was a butcher and would come home splattered in blood, and while he was having his joint after work, before he went for a bath, the little Jack Russell would sit and lick all the blood off him. From like that was splattered up his clothing and his sort of he'd have some on his face sometimes, and the dog would be like, "Oh yeah, blood." So whether they're the same for pussy, I don't know.
no.
Was that a three-headed dog?
A three-headed dog.
Was it called Cerberus? Yeah.
Who's that?
As the three-headed dog that guarded the underworld of the
Is it like blood?
Greek mythology. He liked
I
everything.
imagine so.
He's got three heads.
He guarded the gates of hell, so he's got to be pretty
No,
fucking...
it was a little Jack Russell called Jack.
That's not very original.
Oh. I don't know, it's not my dog.
No, it's not very original, is it? Jack Russell called it Jack.
Mine's called Muddy. Lives with my parents now. My parents are completely unaware that he's named after slang
Blues
for slang for MDMA.
Yeah.
Mud.
I thought it was Muddy Waters.
No, he's named after drugs.
Yeah, mine's called Maximus.
Yes, and that says all we need to know about your psychology, mate.
He's a big dog.
Biggest dog you could get, Maximus.
What was it, right? My last one's called Blue.
I'm gonna get a saddle for him.
It's a tactical harness.
Right on the back, fucking with a spear. Fucking hunting
yeah.
game.
Only on a Sunday.
Homeless people in the streets.
Don't see that many in Dorley.
Because
Surprisingly.
you've killed them all. On the back of your steed.
They've all been given council houses. They are the residents.
Yeah.
They've migrated from the streets.
I've got a cancel house, you fucker.
Well, we
sitting in
used
one
to be
now.
homeless.
Mike could be homeless. I can imagine Mike homeless.
No. Somebody told me I'd end up
That'd be
homeless
you.
once. And she also told me that being in a relationship mean. A couple of good quotes from this woman actually. Being with me was like being with someone who was in a coma.
Wow.
Yeah, I was smoking a lot of strong dope back then.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
She used to
How
walk
long were
in.
you with her for?
No. She used to walk into the living room like fully
There'd be a
naked.
haze.
She'd walk in fully naked and be like, "Hello!" And I was like, huh? She would like.
Bust the bong.
She would have to demand sex from me, and I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Greg! There's a really interesting documentary about badgers on, and I just want to lie here." Yeah, pass me the bong. Yeah, a few months, about 6 months that one was.
Lasted quite a while, really.
Yeah. Another good quote from her once, she said, she asked me for a kiss, and I kissed her, and she was like, "That's how I kiss my fucking nan." And kissed me properly. I don't think I was that into it, to be fair.
Sounds like a bit of a ball breaker.
I was more into, I just wanted to get high, man. I was only about 22. So she was quite a bit older. She was in her late 30s. She had a flat, which to me was very impressive at the time, and it was somewhere I could smoke weed like, inside. Wow. Yeah, shout out to Debbie. Anyway, moving on. All got very confessional. But I never let a dog lick my pussy.
Did she?
I wouldn't put it past it.
Would you like something from Gloucestershire Live?
Okie dokie.
Human poo falls through ceiling onto patient at Cheltenham General Hospital.
Oh.
The hospital of all places.
Forced through the ceiling.
Falls through the ceiling.
Falls through the ceiling.
A patient was hit by human poo after it fell through the ceiling at Cheltenham General on Wednesday. A woman recovered from an operation is understood to have been touched by the waste as well as her belongings, and it happened due to a faulty pipe from a toilet that Gloucestershire Live understands was used by patients. Yeah, that's not what you want. And it was in the heart surgery ward as well.
Oh, imagine if it fell in somebody's chest cavity, man.
Oh
the
my
pipe
god.
burst
And just filled with liquid patient shit as well, so they're all ill. They're all shit out some nasty stuff.
We lost him. Oh man, why? Because his veins are now fucking
Full of hepatitis diarrhea.
There's lumps of shit coursing through his vascular system. Oh, what a way to go. He'd have been unconscious though, he or she. They wouldn't have known anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, they even had to throw her belongings away because they just smelt so bad.
How big was the shit? So I take it a lot of
pipe
shit.
burst, it just came down on her.
Because I thought, when you first said it and I thought it was, a poo was forced through the ceiling, I thought it was just a little practical joker who pushed one poo
No.
through the roof. No, the pipe burst and...
So it must have sat there for a bit on the tiles until it eventually it soaked enough through and...
So masses of shit fell on her.
Yeah.
That's Tory Britain for you.
Yeah, I see that. This is
literally shit.
This is the problem
Raining
with Tory
shit.
Britain is that the NHS being so underfunded, they can't afford to get a plumber in to look at the pipes.
So you have to, that's the cause of it, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
When it rains, it pours, no pun intended,
Hopefully it doesn't pour
raining
shit.
But honestly, poor woman, she's in hospital anyway, which sucks.
Yeah, have hard surgery.
Yeah, fucking hell. And then just plastered in a cocktail of shit from various unwell patients.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows what kinds of germs are being shot out in a hospital.
Yeah, like you say, the hepatitis ward's not one you want to fucking get the shit from, is it?
Oh my God. Teresa.
Stop running through fields of wheat, Teresa.
Hang your head in shame.
Stop dancing.
Oh, definitely stop dancing.
Although my wish has been granted, she hasn't danced for a while.
That's good. Unless she's going to take a long dance off a short pier.
I wonder if she's a listener. She's probably give you a job as a top aide.
Oh, she hasn't got time to listen, Ben. She's too busy crushing dreams. Bit like you.
I've built your dreams. Both of you.
Fuck off.
Yeah, my life coaching techniques have been phenomenal.
Yeah, moving on. I think it's more like you've inspired us to not be like you.
I've got a fucking awesome life. Ish.
Good for you.
I'm happy. I'm a happy, well-balanced individual.
But you also seem desperate to take credit for the achievements of your co-hosts.
Well, that's just my own psychosis.
It's your own ego.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. I have a large one and an ego.
Look, hey, we'll do a special edition episode where we psychoanalyse each other. That'll be a fun one.
I may have a friend who would like to do that, actually.
Oh God, we're gonna have a field day. Oh, for a world-class psychologist.
Got someone who's got a degree in it. Who's that?
Well, you know, they could probably write volumes on all three of us. To be
I
honest.
think that they probably could, yeah.
I could be a case study.
We might have some interesting new conditions named after us.
Gazitis.
Ben Carter syndrome.
What does that one do?
It's just an uncontrollable ego.
And it makes you really right-wing. I'm joking. It's just
Fascist tendencies.
It's just a running joke to call you a fascist. Just like how you always say all my cults are going to end in death and a shootout.
That's because every cult ends like that.
No, not all of them.
Do you mean all your cults?
How many cults have you got?
Yeah, I tried
It's
to
actually
sell
running
one.
your Jedi cult.
Yeah, I'm trying to undermine you, Mike, and get qualified before you. I'm
I
not.
would say being a Jedi wouldn't bother me.
I
I would only encourage you further.
It would, because you'd have to go defend the democracy at some point.
Democracy.
Well, if he's a mole, he's infiltrated to destroy it from within, then obviously.
Yeah. Well, shit, you've already got my plan. Ah.
Well, there goes the shortest lived coup in history.
Well,
Should we take a quick piss break?
I think that was the weird news and a bit of confessional psychoanalyst. So, welcome to the show.
Yay!
We're going to talk about aliens next.
Yeah.
And people even more psychologically fragile than us.
I don't know.
For the listener to judge.
Yeah.
This is going to end up being an alien abduction episode and our own psychoanalysis. We're just asking for trouble. Are we more crazy than Betty and Barney Hill? You decide, listener.
Ben, do you want to lie on the couch? I'll move the microphone.
Just sitting there with a clipboard.
Well, it all started when I was about 6 years old.
I never got that R2D2 toy that I wanted for Christmas. That's certainly on a spine.
And ever since then, I've hated the blacks.
That's just putting words in my mouth there. Why would I hate black people because I didn't get R2D2 toy?
I don't know. It's funny.
I think you're just trying to deflect your N-bomb away.
Don't bring that up.
That's what I think. When you drop that, I think you're just trying to force your own racism onto me in an attempt to defend your own shrinking value system.
Your hatred must have come from somewhere, and you've mentioned this not getting the R2D2 a few times. So
Well, it was a major turning point in my life. I realised I couldn't always get what I wanted.
Was it around that year that you watched your first Hitler documentary?
Define Hitler documentary, because I was about 5 or 6 and my nan made me watch a lot of war films.
Did you watch A Triumph of the Will?
No, she wasn't. Not like you, Mike.
Every day from school, Triumph of the Will before you have your tea.
I wondered why she had that strong German accent.
Deutsche, Deutsche, Huberades.
I tended to watch stuff where the good guys won.
Yeah,
There's no war films where the Germans win.
Oh man, I was surprised you didn't like Dunkirk. I quite enjoyed that the other night.
I
didn't notice till you pointed out. Yeah, it did. Like the ship sank like 4 times.
I didn't need to see the ship sink 4 times. I don't know what Tom Hardy's fucking Spitfire was flying at the end. Fairy dust, I fucking assume. I know they can glide. They had big wings. They can glide, but not fucking swing around and shoot something down and then casually land it on the beach after 40 minutes. I mean, for fuck's sake.
It was a movie.
It was okay, but where was the action?
I thought it was boring, I must admit.
I don't know.
The original film with John Mills, at least people fucking shoot at one another. And also, as well, Cillian Murphy, criminally underused in that film, I thought.
I thought it was quite atmospheric though, the fact that not a lot, that it was slow and sort of, I thought it was quite
ponderous.
atmospheric, yes.
The only bit I found...
And ghostly.
The only bit I personally found amusing is when he tried to join the line. And the one guy goes, "Fuck off, mate, it's guardsmen only." And I thought, I've met guardsmen, and that's exactly what they fucking say. They've got a very superiority about that. I'm a guardsman, don't you know?
Yeah. I thought it was okay.
I couldn't get into it. I went to the cinema to see it, and I was just like, yeah. There's 2 hours of my life I'm not getting back.
Oh well, buy a puppy.
Oh, of course, it's nearly fake outrage on poppies time.
I know.
Here.
Oh, my own brother shared one, and I was like, no.
Oh dear.
Nobody wants to take your puppies, man.
No one's not
Nobody's
selling puppies
tried.
anywhere. Nobody's not trying to take your puppy away. Lots of Muslims and Sikhs and Hindus fought for the country, as well as the Polish. And
Well, I have to admit, I'll never buy a red puppy again. I'll buy a white one.
Who are the white ones from?
It's more to symbolise just the desire for peace rather than remembering the bloodshed. What gets me is this like almost glorification of the First World War. That it's, you know, it's this sort of we're looking at it with rose-tinted glasses through from 100 years ago, 100 years in the future, and it's like you got the silhouette that's going down to the sun, and there's the guy in the silhouette of the classical British Tommy. It was a fucking slaughter. For 4 years on both sides. It was slaughter on both sides. And Listen to the Dan Carlin did an excellent
Yeah.
World War One series, 12 hours long, and it's you know, last 3 weeks of the war, 1918, we're pushing the Germans back. We're losing like 80 men for every yard of ground gained. What point is that? And that was at the end of the war. The Somme, 60,000 dead in a morning. The entire community's wiped out because it all signed up together. It wasn't.
Brigades, yeah.
Yes, let's remember it. Let's remember the sacrifice. But for fuck's sake, let's not forget it was the fucking poor being herded off to slaughter.
Yeah.
Because some generals and some politicians wanted to see who had a bigger dick.
Basically, a whole generation of men just died.
And those that came back must have been severely fucked up.
Well, you've seen all the videos, haven't you, of all the
Shell-shocked.
shell-shocked soldiers?
They showed me that at school. It's never left me. I wish I hadn't seen that video.
Terrific, isn't it?
Here's a daft question. Where does the money from all the puppies go?
The British Legion.
Yeah.
What do they do?
So they give the money to veterans and...
Of all wars, all British
no,
vets,
just there's a
even
Legion.
modern ones.
There's an American Legion, a German Legion, a British Legion. It's the same kind of organisation they give to the veterans.
But do they look after like a veteran from Iraq, like
An Iraq War veteran.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like even a modern day
Yeah.
veteran gets looked after by the Legion.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, don't ain't many First World War veterans left.
Well, I know that. Yeah, that's why I was asking the question.
I don't think there is
I know
anybody,
my
is there?
grasp of
I think
history.
there's a couple left.
Ooh, they've got to be getting on, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a
120?
German guy who's like 120 some. I don't know actually. No, because you know what, Mike, I don't know if there are any left because we're talking over 100 years ago. They'd have had to have been 16 when they signed up.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. There has to be at least 118 now.
yeah, there might have been a couple of guys a few years ago. I don't know if there still is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Thank you for your
That
service.
sounded glib,
I'll say
but-
your line. Thank you for your service.
Yeah,
I do
thanks.
like the last post though. I do like that.
Oh yes, it's
Yeah.
quite haunting, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah.
And I always like the last episode of Blackadder Goes Forward.
Oh yeah.
That sums it up really. That.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot my stick. You don't want to face a German machine gun without your stick.
Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, it was lions led by donkeys. That's what the Germans said. We were lions led by donkeys.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, someone up there must have said it's acceptable to lose 60,000 men a day.
Well, the one, I'll go into a little bit of history, then we'll call it a piss break, but the one French general, he come with this fucking cunning plan. The British attack one side of this salient, the French attack the other, and the French government was like, look, when you hit a certain amount of casualties, you need to call off the attack, yeah? So 80,000, call it off, it's too many. And he just kept going for like another 3 months.
Jesus.
I mean,
They're psychopaths, aren't they?
I mean, the Somme was
You have
like,
to be a psychopath to...
yeah, I mean, like
To
Verdun,
order
the
that.
Germans just had this idea. They weren't going to actually, they were going to try and take Verdun, but the idea was bleed the French army white. Just kill enough Frenchmen, they'll give up.
Fucking.
I mean, the Somme fought, 60,000 dead in one day for us, dead and wounded, but fuck me. It was like 500,000 dead and wounded on both sides after the 6 months of it. That was just the first day. It was a fucking slaughterhouse, and I.
Well,
let's
buy a
stop
puppy.
glorifying it. Buy a puppy, do some good, but don't fucking rub it in anyone's face if you don't see one without one. That's their choice. It's someone's choice to wear it.
I think that was a bit of a mini reggae box, that wasn't
It
it?
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Do a break?
Yeah, quick piss break. And we're back. So let's get into Betty and Barney Hill, the abduction case. The Betty and Barney Hill were an American couple who on the night of the 19th of September 1961 claimed they were abducted by aliens in a rural part of New Hampshire. It was the first widely publicised report of an alien abduction in the US. So I will give you highlights.
Not in the world, sorry. Not in the world?
In the US, I don't know if there's in one.
The US
Just wondered-
is
I
the
can't
world,
think-
Mike.
I can't think of one more publicised from another country. Alien abduction seems to be a uniquely American
It does,
phenomenon.
doesn't it?
There are, especially in this time period, I mean, and probably up to the 80s. I mean, I remember...
Do you think that
I remember reading a News of the World headline when I was probably sort of an early teenager about an alien abduction in Britain. Not the most credible paper, I know.
Because America's so big and vast, isn't it?
It did seem to be an alien abduction thing. Did seem to be more
And also
American.
that they made an agreement with the aliens
That
that they
don't-
could test on their people
Yeah, of course, can't forget
in
that.
exchange for alien technology.
Yeah, Eisenhower meeting the aliens,
And there's more
Allegedly.
allegedly.
freaks and weirdos and moonshine drinkers and dog botherers and
People with mental illnesses, though.
people that claim to have been abducted by aliens. Is what I'm saying. And
Well, the thing is, I mean, these two aren't your usual moonshine drinking trailer trash.
that's very true.
I mean, you know,
There's a bit of background in them, then, man.
yeah, the Hills, they lived in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. He was a US postal worker, wanted to be an engineer.
That's a nice place, isn't it, New
Yeah,
Hampshire,
yeah,
I
it's
think?
he was probably he was clever enough to be an engineer.
Okay.
But in the 1960s in America, he was basically told, we don't hire black people for that job. And Betty was a social worker. She had a degree from college. They were both active in the local Unitarian congregation. Also members of, the NAACP, which is the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People. And Barney sat on the local board of the Civil Rights Commission. So
Yeah.
they were quite prominent people in their community.
It's quite political, that, isn't it?
Remember, interracial marriage, we should point out that Betty is white, Barney is black. In the 60s in America, I mean, it was still illegal in a lot of states, New Hampshire being a fairly more tolerant community, and they never had any trouble with it, apparently. They were quite happily married, their community accepted them.
Which will lead to my theory that I'll give at the end.
You know, I will
Foreshadowing.
just run through the Hynek scale, which
What?
is the Close Encounters.
Oh, go on then.
Oh yeah.
So the Hynek scale, named after Dr. Alan Hynek, who worked for Project Blue Book. Interesting character. Started off a complete skeptic, and by the end of Project Blue Book, was quite a believer.
Great.
Because being an educated man, he said, 9 out of 10 of them are false, but there's that one, and there's enough, only got thousands that adds up.
Yeah.
Can I even say that I watched the movie, the 1975 UFO incident with James
Earl
Earl Jones?
Yes.
And in it, there's a scene where the psychiatrist is talking to an army officer who's his friend from college and that. And he says, do you believe in it? Do you believe in alien abductions? And he says, 95% of everything that we have, that we encounter, we can explain. There's that 5%, he says, that we just don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's a fictional movie, I don't know if he said that, but...
That kind of chimes in with what
Yeah.
Hynek experienced.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up doing an episode on Hynek. He's quite a decent kind of character to chat about.
Yeah.
Did he have a manoeuvre, did he?
No, that's Heimlich.
Sorry, that was bad.
Yes. Yes, it was. So,
Go on then.
Close Encounters
Computer
of
manoeuvres, you see. That's something from joking. Heimlich won.
Yes, I know, when you have to explain the pun, it's less funny than it was originally.
The old explaining a joke theory, tactic, it always works, doesn't it? If
does.
the joke doesn't go down well, spend 5 minutes explaining it and you'll have them rolling! I can't say that I'm an unfunny joke machine most weeks, so...
I just tend to say things that are inappropriate. Yeah. So, Close Encounters
Suck me off, Mum.
No, never that, funnily enough. To your mum, yes.
Oh, man.
You were asking for that.
In all fairness. Can't go wrong with it. Your mum come back.
Yo, mom.
Okay, so
Yeah.
sorry, back to the
Close Encounters of the first kind. Those are nocturnal lights, daylight discs, radar visuals, so they're radar confirmation of sighting. Close Encounters of the first kind. There you go. Visual sighting of an unidentified object less than 500 feet away. Close Encounters of the second kind. The physical effect of a UFO encounter, interference of a vehicle or electrical device, and animals reacting, and there's physical traces.
Interference with the animal reacting.
Yeah. In the case of cows, we presume that's mutilation.
Oh, okay. I
In
was
the case
thinking
of
finger
a
in the
triangle
cat's
with a husky, maybe
Right.
not.
bum. Okay.
Close Encounters of the third kind. UFO encounters where an animated creature is present, humanoids, robots, I put lizard people, who seem to be occupants of the UFO.
An animated creature like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah! All them animatronic things you get. But still something that's moving about.
Nightmare Roger Rabbit.
Fucking hell, if aliens were cartoons, that would bend your fucking mental
Oh.
cortex like into pieces. You wouldn't cope with that, would you?
No.
Oh
And
man.
then they had to extend Hynek scale
Okay.
So you get Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind.
Let me guess, that's sexual.
Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind.
Yeah.
We're
Is he
abducted.
shagging an alien?
They're abducted by a UFO,
Oh, okay.
so there's probing, I suppose.
I just assumed it was shagging an alien, we're gone.
No, hang on, we'll get to that. There is one for that.
Hey, I knew it.
Close Encounter of the Fifth Kind.
It wasn't me.
That's the UFO event that involves
Sorry,
direct...
sorry. You shagging an alien?
Hey, we'd all have sex with a green woman.
Yeah. Gamora, come on.
There you go. Close Encounter of the Fifth Kind, a UFO that involves direct communication between aliens and humans. That's what old Dwight had, old Ike, out in the desert at that Air Force base, talking to the aliens, and Close Encounter of the Fifth Kind.
Oh, okay.
Making that deal.
Yeah.
Close Encounter of the Sixth Kind, a death of a human or animal associated with the UFO sighting. Oh, there's your cattle mutilation, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah.
There has been, definitely one case of a human dying after chasing a UFO. The fighter pilot back in the 50s
Okay.
kept on saying that he had this UFO and remember he's only a propeller plane and he worked when he gets so high. He went too high, the engine cut out, he fell to his death. The official report said he was chasing the planet Venus. He'd mistaken the planet Venus for a UFO.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I suppose it would have been quite bouncy and shaky. Vision's not great. See something in the distance.
And the Close Encounter of the Seventh Kind, the creation of a human-alien hybrid or set by sex or scientific methods.
Hey.
Well, that's already happened, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Has it?
Did you hear they extended it again? Well, that's the tablets that Zachariah Stitchin translated the Anunnaki gene
right.
splicing.
Oh, throw it in.
That's where the human race comes from. Hello, guys, come on.
Yeah, sorry.
This is basic scripture.
From the Book of Ike.
Saint Ike.
I must admit I've been neglecting my studies.
I haven't been reading as much Ike as I should have been the last few weeks, sorry. Been in a good place, didn't want to bring myself down.
Yeah, there's enough shit going on. Did you know that they'd extended that to Close Encounter of the Eighth Kind as well?
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, the completely and utterly made up kind.
Is that what you're saying Betty and Barney are doing?
No, I'm not casting aspersions yet, but some of them. Like I said, I refer to Mr. Ike, he just came up naturally, Saint Ike. I've got to go with what he said, no matter how balmy you think he is. He said the sheer volume of people reporting abduction incidents, because of the sheer volume of them, you'd be a fool to believe them all. But you'd also be a fool equally to not believe a single one of them. He's like, so
Just takes one.
yeah, I'm kind of. They're all quite similar, but anyway, we're going to hear the story first before I cast aspersions.
So the Hills are driving back from a vacation in Canada. They've been to Niagara Falls. Had a thoroughly nice time. They got their dog Delcy in the car. And just south of Lancaster, New Hampshire base, saw a bright light in the sky, and originally thought it was a shooting star until it moved erratically and upwards.
So it's quite far away then.
Yeah, since it moved erratically, Betty asked Barney to stop the car and let them have a better look and to walk their dog, Delcy. By the way, the Delcy thread ends there. No idea what happened with the dog for the rest of the tale. She's not mentioned again.
It's in a trailer getting licked out by a hillbilly.
Well, maybe. Or maybe they left it. Maybe she's still there, skeletally tied to the park bench.
Or the aliens ate it.
Yeah.
All the aliens took it and had a great life. They taught it to speak and everything.
It lives on the ship in
Lives
space.
on the ship, shit dog.
Chases a space ball around.
Yeah.
Happy as a pig in shit.
Yeah. Kept alive forever. Through binoculars, Betty observed an odd-shaped craft. Now, Barney thought it was a commercial airline, however this soon changed his mind as it changed direction and descended towards them. They continued driving until the object descended towards their car, causing them to stop. The huge silent craft hovered approximately 80 to 100 feet above the car and filled the entire field of view of the front windscreen. Barney said it looked like a huge pancake. Barney gets binoculars and claims to have seen 8 to 11 humanoid figures looking out of the craft's windows. He then has a recollection of observing the humanoid figures wearing glossy black uniforms and black caps, but that they were somehow not human. At this point, he tears his binoculars away in panic and he actually breaks the strap. I wouldn't have put the strap around my neck personally.
I don't know.
I'd never do it. I'd never use the strap. I'd go cool. I'm using binoculars.
That's not practical, is it?
Well, I'm not carrying them. You know, maybe I've got a little case. I don't know. I don't
That's
know
got a
if dangle them
strap
around my
on it.
neck.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just me. Just throw it out there.
thanks for informing us of your binocular preference,
It's
Ben.
alright. I actually own a pair of binoculars, to be fair.
I do not want to know.
Ever since the court told me I couldn't. Had a restraining order.
You go into like Millet's, the camping shop. There's a picture of Ben behind the counter.
Do not sell this man binoculars. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, as long as you're not sniping people.
Not yet. Now Barney, seeing these creatures, he's in sort of a bit of a near hysterical state and tells Betty, we've got to get out of here, they're going to capture us. He floored the car and they drove off at high speed.
Right.
The car begins to vibrate and their bodies begin to tingle and they felt their minds dulled. A series of buzzing and beeping sounds returned them to full consciousness, but they found they'd travelled 35 miles south and only had a vague memories and a 2-hour period of missing time.
It's the first mention of missing time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Which is a common UFO abduction phenomenon.
I have massive chunks of missing time.
Yeah, that's all alcohol and drug related.
Yes.
Although you could have been abducted by aliens during one of your drug blackouts.
Do you know once I blacked out at the side of the road? Yeah, and I was awoken by a couple who were concerned I'd been hit by a car, and I was like, it's okay, I'm just pissed. And off they went.
We took Ben home one night with my girlfriend, yeah, and he got out halfway, he wanted to walk
Well, it's only up the hill.
up the hill.
I thought
We
so,
got back.
you know Gaz, you know what that sort of 10-15 minutes of fresh air walking can do for you when you're really
Yes.
freaking hammered. It can really sort of...
Fuck you up.
We got
It
back
can
at
go
half an hour.
50-50, can't it?
Half an hour later, tried phoning him, make sure he got back alright. No answer. Oh, fuck. Get a bit longer, phone him again, no answer. We better go and check he's alright. Drove down, about 10 yards away from where we left, he was asleep in the ditch.
Feet in the air in a bed full of nettles.
I've been
He
there.
must have fallen over, couldn't get up with the
No,
bucket.
I remember that bit. When I woke up, I remember... Basically, I sat on this little bank thinking, I'll roll myself a fag before I walk up the hill. Which I don't know if I did and smoked or didn't make it through that. Next thing I know, I wake up, Mike's looking down at me, shaking me awake. My feet are literally in the air and I'm just lay back in this ditch.
You look comfortable to be fair.
You know what? Great bit of sleep.
Oh man. Fantastic.
Don't remember a fucking thing.
That's so...
Then he got home and pissed in the washing basket.
Apparently so. Allegedly so.
We've all
Let's
been there.
say allegedly.
I pissed in a wardrobe more than once. They had to move the wardrobe. Fantastic.
He
Alcohol.
got so bad they had to move the wardrobe. Can't be trusted with the wardrobe.
He'll just piss in it. You know what it's like.
Why did you hate our clothes so much?
Fuck. Oh, okay.
So let's have the immediate aftermath.
Right.
Returning home, they had some odd sensations and impulses they couldn't quite explain. Betty insisted the luggage be left in the back porch rather than brought into the house. I think she was concerned about some kind of radiation of some description.
I heard that, yeah, she was concerned, which I thought was very forward thinking of it, like, because I wouldn't necessarily associate alien abduction with radiation and weirdness. So, like you said, they were bright people, though, weren't they?
That's it. They weren't idiots. They weren't the usual kind of.
Well, they were Americans, but you know,
yeah, it was the 60s.
I'm
America
joking.
was at its peak.
yeah, I'm joking. That was before the dummification.
Yes.
That's before they started fucking you up with your food supply and the fluoride in the water.
Before the Nazis took over the government in secret and spent the next sort of 20, 30, 40 years dumbing down the population.
And
It's happening over here too.
Yeah, and socially engineering a civil war.
Yeah.
Ah, what a time to be alive. But hey, Hulk Hogan's back in the WWE.
Hey!
Woo!
That's Ric Flair.
Yeah, I'm still happy.
Oh yeah, he was at the Saudi Arabia event, wasn't
Yeah, my missus made. I shouldn't say it's really, but it was a joke, ladies and gentlemen, but it was funny. I was excited about him coming back and stuff. And some people online were saying like, this is ridiculous, considering what's happened with Saudi Arabia, and he's going to come out there to his theme song, I am a real American.
Oh, yeah.
And then Leona says, oh my God, what if they have him beat up a couple of black wrestlers? I was like, oh shit.
He can't beat up anybody in the ring. He's fucked.
No,
He can't
he's
fight.
not
He
cleared
can't-
to do anything
He can't
physical.
do anything, no. He's just there to talk, isn't he?
He's got a fake back and 2 fake knees. His arms still look amazing though.
To be fair,
He's
yeah.
65 and he's like, or 68 I think. Anyway, that was a tangent. And my girlfriend isn't racist, it was just a joke. I wouldn't put it past the WWE though. The first person you see Hogan punch in his comeback just happens to be a black wrestler, and then they have
Did
to
he
do...
punch a black wrestler? Is that
No, he didn't.
Oh.
And then they'd have to do damage control, like, no, it had nothing to do with it, we just selected her, and like, oh, okay.
Can he still punch anybody?
I suppose if he does it gently.
Could he do the, just clear the ring, just punch them all, and then stand there and give
He
the
could,
show?
I reckon he could punch a few people and throw them over the top rope,
Yeah.
and then do the pose and
Yeah.
send everyone home happy. Well,
He's not leg dropping anybody though, is he?
fuck no. Fuck, he'd never get back up. Ever. He'd just have to just lie there. Good times. So back to Betty and Barney.
Yeah.
They're worried about radiation.
They also, the toes of Barney was wearing his best dress shoes, and all the toes were scraped as if he'd been dragged along. Their watches never ran again, apparently, allegedly. When they got back, Barney felt compelled to examine his genitals, and we've all had that compulsion, gents.
I get it once a day at least.
Though he found nothing unusual, he felt that something had happened.
Oh dear.
Did he go for a piss and it came out like in a weird angle?
Maybe.
Why am I peeing like I had sex? Betty!
Hey Betty, did we fuck today?
Gee, Fred. Sorry. It's the first Betty and Barney Rumble joke.
It's almost like James Earl Jones in that film. I hear that he wasn't suitable to play the role of because his voice is just so...
I didn't watch it.
No, I neither did I.
I did. I wouldn't recommend it. Let's put it that way. It's a TV movie, but 1975. The aliens look absolutely horrific.
Oh, do you actually see them?
Yeah.
And are they the classic grey?
They are, but they've got like big giant human eyes. You know when someone wears them glasses, their eyes sort of... It looked really
What, they
shit.
magnify your eyes like 10 times.
Honestly, it was like that. It was shit.
Oh, the budget
man.
can't have been great. They were spent it all on James.
Oh yeah. And the acting, she was awful. Her
That's-
voice was so annoying.
Oh, did she scream a lot?
It was just whining.
No,
Barney!
Betty gives him sass.
Oh.
Yes, so they tried to reconstruct events, but their memories were incomplete and fragmented. Also, Betty placed the clothes she was wearing into bags and hung them up. Her dress, which is her best dress, was torn at the hem, zipper and lining, and a pink powder was on the dress. It was tested, but results were inconclusive.
Who says it was tested?
Apparently they had it tested. This went to NICAP, so I'd assume they'd know people who would test stuff.
What were they testing for?
Well, they just wanted to see what it was. It was an unidentified pink powder. So I assume they tested its origins were. Look at its compound, look at its makeup, narrow it down. Could have been, for all we know, could have been sprinkles off a pancake.
Could have been intergalactic lube.
Could have been.
Who's to say?
Space jizz.
Space jizz. Well, yeah.
Oh, that could be a Star Wars parody, couldn't it?
I think these will be in your next comic book.
Space Jizz, episode 4.
There were shiny concentric circles on the hood of their car that were not there the previous day. These circles caused the needle of a compass to whirl around rapidly. When they moved them to another part of the car, the compass needle stayed steady.
Which indicates 2 opposing magnetic fields or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know.
According to them. That's
I know
something I
I meant to be
remember.
the science officer, but I have no idea.
That's something I
compasses and
remember.
magnetic stuff, that's complicated. No one really knows how magnets work, for
It's
God's sake.
basically magnetism is up there with astrophysics and theoretical.
So you got magnetic
Particle
north and
physics.
true magnetic north, haven't you?
I know that magnetism is pretty much like the strongest force in the galaxy after fucking gravity. Isn't it?
Gravity's one of the weakest.
I know that, yeah, but the gravity at the centre of an atom is very, very strong.
That's why Magneto's such a
Gravity's
badass.
weak. I mean,
Yeah, the gravity B is
you
weak,
think
but we
about
have-
the Earth, size of the
Yeah.
fucking Earth, yeah, and we with our puny legs can launch ourselves off the top and defy gravity for
Yeah,
seconds.
But not very high.
I'm gonna-
No, but it's very
I'm
weak
go-
compared to... Look at the size of the Earth.
Mike, I'm going to out-science you.
Go on then.
Gravity B is weak, that's what we have on the Earth.
Ah.
Gravity A, the stuff that holds the nucleuses of atoms together,
Yeah.
is incredibly strong. That's why it takes an enormous amount of energy to split the atom.
There you go, yeah, he's got a point.
The 18.
Yeah.
So, I have just out-scienced you, sir.
Do you want a badge?
Yes, yes I do! I'm like a crone. Where's the crone?
Mike couldn't look any more nonchalant and unforgiving.
Yeah, I know. I'm the guy trying to tell him that name Abduction's real, that's why.
I think we've both been very kind to the story so far.
More kind than with Kelly Hopkinsville.
Well, there's no fucking owls in this one.
There wasn't owls in that one either.
Fucking hell.
On September the 21st, Betty reported the incident to the Peace Air Force Base. They admitted there had been a radar contact, but on September the 22nd, after an interview between Major Paul Henderson in the hills, Henderson determined they had probably misidentified the planet Jupiter. However, the case was forwarded to Project Blue Book.
Ooh.
Betty borrowed a book from the library about UFOs, which was written by Major Donald Kehoe. He became head of NICAP, National something about the skies, and they look at UFO, civilian UFO thing. Can't remember what the acronym stands for. Sorry, NICAP. You won't share us after this. Not like MUFON did. Love you, MUFON.
Really?
Share us again, you pricks.
Betty wrote to him explaining that she and Barney were considering hypnosis to recover their missing memories, and this note was passed to Walter Webb, a Boston astronomer and a NICAP member. Webb met the Hills October 21st, 1961, and in a 6-hour interview, the Hills related all they could. Barney asserted that he developed a mental block and suspected he didn't want to remember what went on.
Because they fucking interfered with his genitalia by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
He got an alien hand job against his will.
Oh, and then, well, he put a probe as well, in all fairness.
They lubed his big black schlong
Actually,
up
they
with
did,
pink powder.
In his hypnosis, I'm pretty sure they did probe him.
In the hypnosis as well, the poor bastard.
No, in
that
his
hypnosis should lose his licence, that hypnosis.
He recorded probing hypnosis. But Betty,
It was in my ass!
Betty started to have strange dreams.
Well, you would.
10 days later, she mentioned to Barney, who was sympathetic, wasn't concerned. In other words, he didn't want to remember.
He's thinking, you think you got it bad, bitch? I had it up the arse and they whacked me off.
And I did achieve an orgasm during it.
They just ripped your dress and slapped some pink stuff on you. I can't walk right.
God, nearly choked.
So did Barney. On a big alien dung.
How am I supposed to walk my postal route if I've had an alien probe up me?
I'm
Walking like
ruined.
John Wayne.
Someone's got to pay the bills.
Oh, she's a social worker, it's okay.
There you
I don't think he went back to work, did he?
He was in ill health. His health was not the best. He died in '69, cerebral hemorrhage. I think.
That's fun.
Some kind of hemorrhage.
That's what alien enforced sexual encounters will do to you.
Possibly. I think Barney was just really stressed out by all this. I think maybe the
Apparently he suffered from anxiety anyway.
maybe
Just
the
doesn't
black
help.
man, white woman thing. He's always had that at the back of his mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's my theory. I'll save it to the end, but I
Yeah.
have a theory.
But he was in ill health. I mean, like you say, he had. They'd been to Canada. The theory is they also went to buy cheap medication
I see.
Right.
because of Barney's health.
And smoke some weed.
And well, not now.
Oh,
Well, not then. Even.
Yeah.
Now they can. But there's a shortage. in
Canadians
Canada.
have always loved smoking weed.
Yeah.
Just wasn't
So-
new.
So yeah, they do. Yes. Now they've ran out,
Yeah.
which has happened in this
2
country,
days.
In 2 days.
Fantastic, yeah.
In November 1961, she began writing down the details of her dreams. And these are as follows: that she and
I smell a
Barney
book deal.
encountered a roadblock and men surrounded the car. She realised she was being forced by 2 small men to walk to the craft with Barney behind her. Both of them, Barney seemed to be in some kind of trance. The men were about 5 feet tall, wearing matching blue uniforms in this scenario, rather than mentioned black earlier,
Right.
and cadet caps. Have you ever seen the West Point graduates? They're these little round hats and
Okay,
peaks,
I do.
Yes.
sort of Civil War hats, that kind of design. They appeared nearly human, with black hair, dark eyes, prominent Jimmy Durante noses, American entertainer,
Okay.
bluish lips and greyish skin. When she entered the craft, she met a taller, we'll say alien. She dubbed the leader. He told her that basically, through imperfect English,
Right.
told her that she and Barney would be separated because their examinations would be quicker if they were apart.
Okay. And you don't want to see what we're going to do to
I
Betty.
don't want to see, and he doesn't want to see what we're going to do to you. So, Betty then dreamt a new man dubbed the Examiner. He didn't have such good English, and she had trouble understanding him.
Okay.
Immigrant.
The Examiner told Betty he would conduct a few tests to note the differences between humans and the craft's occupants. She was seated in a chair, and a lock of her hair was cut. Skin scrapings and fingernail trimmings were taken. He then pushed a long needle into her navel, which I'd imagine hurt like fuck, and caused her agonising pain. However, the leader waved his hand and the pain vanished. When the Examiner left the room, Betty engaged in conversation with the leader. It's nice to see a talkative alien.
Yeah.
Is this still her dream?
This is a dreams, a series of dreams.
Right.
She was given a book, and it was filled with strange symbols, and she was told that she could take it with her. But then she didn't,
Right.
for whatever reason.
They told her that she couldn't have
Yeah.
it.
So always the leader's like, he's giving her the book.
Yeah.
Don't give her the book.
The leader came back and said, you can't have it. He said, why? And he said, she goes, it's the only proof I'll have. And he said, that's the point.
Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have offered it.
Yeah, I
in the
know,
first
you'd
place,
think
should
so,
he?
wouldn't you?
It's proof that even a civilization, 50,000 years or so in advance of our own,
Still uses books.
still uses books. Because that's a good point, you know, because they still always got books, aliens.
Well,
Well, they might not.
they've got
No, in all
eyes.
the encounters,
Oh, right.
they've always got books.
In all alien
In
abductions.
some of a lot of the early ones in the 60s, they've all got books.
That's because fucking computers weren't really a thing. And
Yeah, but-
people making up these stories,
Making up in quotation marks.
the people making up these stories were taking inspiration from the world around them. And they weren't very imaginative.
How would Star Wars came out in the 60s? Not Star Wars, Star Trek came out in the 60s. I forget what year, but they had little tablets.
Yeah, but this is 61, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think Betty and Barney upset people with their
Interracial marriage.
interracial marriage, and also their campaigning and his position on that group. And I think somebody they went to visit spiked them with something in the hopes that they would die.
They didn't go to
Where's
visit
your
anyone.
proof?
They just went on holiday.
I don't. Where's the fucking proof for the
They went
aliens,
to
Mike?
holiday, they went to
Well, you're just as bad as them then.
They went
No.
to Niagara Falls, they went to Toronto, they in Calgary, and
Okay,
they came
well,
home,
they-
they bought some cheap Canadian drugs for Barney's health, and then
Exactly.
they were driving home.
And then let's say they took those drugs.
Although, to be fair, Barney did have a gun in his car,
Would you like to?
and he put the gun in his pocket because he thought the bears might be about when they were at the picnic area looking at the UFO. So he's got that gun in his pocket. If there was a bunch of
Can I finish my theory?
KKK guys in low caps,
I didn't say anything about the KKK. Either somebody spiked them, or let's say they took these drugs on the way back. They fucking blacked out, right? Two fairly respectable people blacked out whilst driving in the middle of fucking nowhere in a car. Somebody drives past, sees two fucking unconscious people, drags them about a bit, robs them, has a bit of fun with them, possibly sticks a
a
finger
group
in,
of horny midgets
probably sticks a finger in Barney's arsehole.
driving past on their way to a dwarf gangbang.
Why are they dwarfs?
Because they're all less than 5 feet tall.
No, that's her fucking bullshit description. I'm giving you a real world, actual
Okay, sorry.
plausible, logical
I just
fucking
thought,
answer.
I thought it was more fun if it was a dwarf gangbang.
Right, fuck your dwarfs and your aliens, your little green men and your little human men, right? They were fucking fucked with at the side of the road. Then they've got to go back into polite society and explain this fucking missing time, the fucking drugs, and maybe they've got no memory of it. And they fucking concoct this shit, just like all the attention-seeking alien abductees. And
Man, you can't.
And
What
they
did you say
sold
earlier?
the
You can't
fucking
discount
story.
all of them.
but I can discount a lot of them, and this is one.
It seems unlikely, though, being a interracial couple in the 60s, that they want to draw attention to themselves.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, these people, that was looked down on in a lot of states.
You're right. It was aliens.
Thank you, Gaz.
Of course it was.
There you go. See, you've come around.
Aliens.
See more the dream.
That's well more
Yeah,
plausible.
more than dream. She also asked the leader where they were from, and he showed her a star map. And this was like a holographic thing of little round dots signifying planets with trade routes between them.
Ooh, Star
Yeah,
Wars.
more to come on the star map, because this is quite a. Well, this made the case more valid.
Can we play the video that debunks it completely?
We can do later on. Yeah. I'm going to debunk it. I'm not on the side of the star map. I'm 50-50 on this. But I'm leaning more towards that she was had a highly active imagination.
Mike, have you noticed, no matter what subject we pick, he's like, well, this is bollocks. Right from the start. And then he brings me these fucking batshit attention-seeking fucking lunatics fantasy tales. And he's like, oh, fucking, oh, do you know what? I'm on the fence about this one. It's like, fucking hell. You fucking roasted us for thinking somebody murdered Diana.
Because they didn't.
Okay.
Which is more plausible?
We're going off, and I had a fucking diagram of a motorbike and stuff. You're reading me some silly old bird's fucking dream diaries. That's gonna stand up in court.
I had a diagram of the sun.
Yeah, I think it was the
What's
mirror.
the difference between hers and their reporting?
You're in court, right? It's the middle of a case. You're like, can I tell you about a dream I had, Your Honour? A dream I had. This isn't evidence.
Well, we'll get to the
tell me more
evidence,
what
'cause that's
she
the
said.
hypnotic regressions.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Star map.
Right.
Star
map.
We'll
Sorry.
come back to the
Oh
star
yeah, we
map.
got to star map.
So it's allegedly the Zeta Reticuli system, which at the point hadn't been discovered. Betty then gives the aliens a bit of sass, telling them that no matter what they did, she'd remember this. I'll remember what happened. You can't wipe this from my mind.
They did that in the film as well.
Did they? Yeah.
Another great scene of that movie.
She and Barney were put back in the car,
I'll get
and
you.
the leader suggested that they might like to watch the craft leave before they drove off. So these are nice, considerate aliens in a way. Hey, you want to watch our craft leave? Just watch it leave. It'll be cool.
Sorry, I
Got a
texted
bit
you.
nasty though when she wanted that book.
Yeah, well, they did. Yeah, they snatched it back off her. Yeah.
Oh, she tried to steal a book, did she?
No, they gave her the book
Oh.
and said, "Here, you can have this." And then there was he's giving her the book. You can't give her the book, you fucking idiot. And that's their leader giving her the book. And he then said, "Oh, sorry, you can't have that. It's the proof."
Wow.
Do you think the leader just got a bit too involved? Maybe it was his first trip as leader, and he wanted to be nice.
He was
Rookie
thinking with his
leader's
dick.
job.
It was the first human woman he'd seen. He was like,
Oh,
bloody hell. And he thought, he was trying to impress her, and he had a moment of weakness, the throes of passion.
gave
and
her the
then,
book.
and his right-minded self came, back to centre, and he's like, oh, fuck that, actually, Betty. You ain't paying out anyway, are you?
Yeah.
Frigid.
And I've had your husband.
He was no fun.
Came
He
so
just kept
quick.
screaming all the
So
time.
boring.
He just kept screaming all the time.
Bless him.
So under hypnosis, Barney revealed that he had been led to the car by three men. His sessions were filled with fear and panic, and he said that the eyes had pushed into his own eyes.
Led by the three men.
Yeah,
Men.
little men.
Three men who
Little
stopped in a car while he was
Well,
drugged
they
out
did,
of
that's
his
what
mind.
they just said it was a roadblock.
And
That-
bummed him.
Possibly. Barney described the beings as similar to Betty's hypnotic recollection. Remember, they both weren't hypnotised together in the same room.
No, but they had
But it
planned
did,
what bullshit they were going to
but
say
it did
while they
take-
pretended to be
it
hypnotized.
did take 2 years for the hypnotic sessions to be finished.
Mm-hmm.
So they had plenty of time to chat together. And also remember that she's telling him this fucking dream diary probably every day. And even though he's like, oh yeah, great, yeah.
And
It's still sinking in somewhere, isn't it? And this is the problem with hypnosis. We know hypnosis.
It doesn't
is
work
flawed.
on everyone, does it?
No.
So
When
they
was
could.
hypnosis? I think it was 64.
Yeah, it was a couple of years after.
Plausibly, couldn't you pretend to be hypnotised? Go in there knowing you're not going to get hypnotised. Like, this ain't going to work on me, so I'm not going to try. I'm just going to pretend and tell this story.
Yeah?
That's
I've been
Or
hypnotised.
they tap into his unconsciousness.
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you pretend to be a chicken?
No.
Well,
It was a bit of hypnotherapy.
huh?
I did it for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty
what?
good.
Stop
What was it
smoking.
for?
It was for anxiety and depression.
Oh, fair play. Did it work?
It did a bit, yeah.
But what's being hypnotised though?
Well, it's kind of awkward. I don't know how to explain it.
Because isn't it like, it's not like on the TV, is it? Like, because I went to see a hypnotist show once,
I've
At
seen
uni.
it already.
and he was making girls pretend they were sucking something up. They're all on their knees
It wasn't
giving
that.
blowjobs to thin hair. But I'm not
Same
saying
no, but it's the same sort of technique, I suppose.
I'm not saying hypnosis is bollocks. I'm just saying it doesn't work every time on every person.
Mm.
So there's no saying that they weren't just blagging this fucking
Yeah, it's a good point.
hypnotist.
That's a good point.
Or maybe their minds were so strong on this story that they still stuck to their story under hypnosis.
Possibly, or maybe if hypnosis unlocks a subconscious level, like in Barney's case, I don't think he was really into this,
Yeah.
but he's got her telling him about her dreams constantly every
Yeah.
night, and it sinks into his brain somewhere, and under hypnosis this comes out. Because he's asking him questions about that night,
Yeah.
and he's been hearing her dream diary for the last couple of years.
And he's got no recollection of what actually
He's got no
happened,
record,
maybe.
so he's just filling his head with
with her
her dreams.
with her psychobabble.
And because his recollections are less detailed, because he claims he kept his eyes closed for the whole thing. Like
So would have I.
a cup-like device was placed over his genitals, and though he didn't achieve orgasm, he felt like a sperm sample had been taken. I assume that because when he checked his nuts out when he got back. His skin was scraped, a slim tube was inserted into his anus, and his vertebrae were counted. And they spoke to him using telepathy rather than English like Betty.
Ah.
He used the term thought transference because he wasn't familiar with the term telepathy. Betty, although she showed considerable emotional distress, her account was pretty much the same as her dreams, and they got her to sketch out the star map.
Right.
So she sketched it out. Now, after the hypnosis, Benjamin Simon, who conducted the sessions, he speculated that Barney's recollections were influenced by Betty's dreams, although Barney did think they'd been abducted. But that's probably because he'd listened to Betty's dreams. Now the star map, let's go into that.
Okay.
So in 1968, Marjorie Fuller, an elementary school teacher and amateur astronomer, was intrigued by this star map idea. Now, using thread and beads in a spare room, she created a 3D model of this, as best she could, of this star map.
Right. Of Betty's star.
Of Betty's star map. Now the Zeta Reticuli system hadn't been discovered at this point, and when it was, this was seen as backing this fucking abduction to the hill.
Right.
You know, she's drawn the Zeta Reticuli system before, which is a twin star system, there's two suns, before it had been discovered.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
if you
star.
actually see the two together, they are actually nothing alike.
That's what Mr. Sagan says.
Yeah.
But I just want.
Yeah, pretty much Sagan says that it was like little more than a random alignment of chance points.
So she recreated the star map out of beads.
Hanging from the ceiling.
It's a star map and she made it out of beads. She made it out of beads. Sorry. Made it out of beads.
See, the thing is though, that's like, that was seen as this case being completely and utterly
Love it.
true.
Oh. But
Because she's discovered a star system before it was discovered. She's drawn this star system before it was discovered.
she didn't know, did she? Or did she? I'm confused.
Well, Sagan reckons she's just drawn some random shit. And if you look at enough stars from enough angles, because remember she's doing a 3D model, so she's going around looking at every angle. He says, if you do that, then you're going to find something that matches eventually.
Right.
That's Sagan's point. And he did address it in Cosmos at some point.
Yeah, I've seen the clip on YouTube, you can find it.
Yeah, we'll look at that after.
And it's a compelling argument Doesn't mean he's right though.
No. And it also doesn't take...
She had to draw it from memory. She could have fucked up, and where it's out of place.
Yeah.
It could have been in her memory when she first saw it. It could have been spot on.
Yeah.
But she.
Allegedly under hypnotic regression, she's living.
Yeah,
that memory again, so she should be able to sketch it under hypnosis.
But even then, maybe she didn't capture it all, did she?
Because, come on, think about it.
You're looking at.
I could look at a map for an hour.
The alien
and
said,
then not do a very good.
She said, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Where are you on that map?" And she said, "I don't know." And he said, "Well, if you don't know where you are, what's the point in me telling you where I am?"
Very good point.
Well, he could have told her where she was. I thought.
Yeah.
You are here.
Yeah. And then said, "We're there." Quite simply.
He also
it's like as if he's like some kind of fucking
snobby twat, and he's like, "Oh, you don't know where you are in the solar system? Well, why should I bother telling you where I am?"
That ties into something else I read, where it says that the alien was like, "Well, Earth's a bit of a backwater. No one really visits it that often."
Well, we know that, don't we? But we're plucky. We've got sort of
plucky
charm.
bulldog spirits.
Yeah, the grubby little charmers.
We're quite homicidal.
Yeah,
but
quite suicidal.
But I'd rather be down here with me PlayStation and me lager than up there with me fucking spaceship and me pouncing about, like sticking things up aliens' bums, other creatures and things. Yeah. No, that's what they do to us.
Oh, remember that they've got Ike's approval for that. He's given the green light for it, hasn't he? Because the US has just got all that sweet alien technology.
And we've got it in our phones, apparently, and all that business.
Apparently so.
Ah, well, it'll all be smashed in the upcoming war.
Or you stop working as the infrastructure falls down.
Oh, yeah, and the EMPs. Is it an EMP?
Yeah. Well, no mobile phones, a nuclear apocalypse.
Well, in the robo-apocalypse, you'll have like a nuclear EMP that just wipes out entire countries of robots. That's how we'll fight back and win the war against the machines.
This is how I fulfill my destiny, become leader of the human resistance.
Mate, you might be the chef or something. You know, be the leader.
You don't know I'm not being a leader.
You taste his cooking.
Yeah. You should put me leader, not chef.
Oh, what if there's a much more qualified person than you?
Oh, give me a chance.
Be head of latrines.
Give me a chance. That's what I'm saying. If I don't get results in 6 months, you can appoint a new leader.
Time is of the essence in the war against the machines. Anyway, why don't you work on inventing the nuclear EMP?
Because I'm not a nuclear physicist.
Well, you're not a fucking war leader either, but that doesn't stop you offering to do that.
That'd be great.
You're not John Connor then. He's just shaking his head at me, literally saying, "Fuck off." No, I am John Connor.
Pretty much. That's why I have such an uneventful life. It's all building towards it.
God.
I have destiny thrust upon me, my ego will be fulfilled.
Have you got a ginger mate with a mullet, you're going to give him a backie on your bike?
Mike can grow his hair.
The set of Guns and Roses on a scooter.
Yeah. Oh, Bell, it's been a Saturday afternoon. Hacking ATMs, go to the arcade.
Yeah.
It's a fucking grown men in their mid-30s with a ghetto blaster playing Guns and Roses.
We'd be arrested in seconds. Second we took the arcade. We'd just be arrested.
I'm John Conn, the leader of the future resistance against the machines, officer. I wouldn't touch a child.
I'm his mate with a ginger bullet.
We were just here waiting for a Terminator. Oh, Lord.
I don't actually do anything, do I?
No, you don't.
You get pushed out of the way by the T-1000, that's the last time you see him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, I think I saw that kid go, whoa!" And he gets shoved. He does, to be fair, try to send the Terminator off on a different direction for John, but...
That's your job, you're the martyr in this scenario. For all we know, that shove just broke his ribs and shattered his heart.
He just hemorrhaged on the floor, off camera.
For all we know, that could have happened.
Well, you're not John Connor, so don't worry about it.
Oh, you don't know that. Would you like to hear some sceptical analysis?
Yes, please.
It said 2 years had passed through the full hypnotic sessions, which afforded the couple plenty of time to discuss their encounter. The radar sightings are important, although the Air Force does claim it's a weather balloon.
What, the radar thing? There was
a radar ping
Right.
for at the time and date that she said she saw this craft and they had this encounter.
Oh.
So there is a radar recording, but the Air Force turns around and says, no, it's a weather balloon. He also told her it was Jupiter.
Did you mention the pregnancy test?
No.
He did a pregnancy test on the alien, apparently. That was the navel.
The navel. Oh, that was meant, yes, the alien was conducting a pregnancy test, wasn't he? Yeah.
Apparently, that technique wasn't developed till the 70s.
Sticking a fucking needle in.
To find out if you're pregnant. You go.
You were, but I just jabbed a giant fucking needle in there. Sorry, Luke.
Was that by Backstreet Doctor by any chance? Dr. Nick? Stand still while I jab this needle into your stomach.
Well,
if the fetus comes out, you were pregnant.
But did she say that in 1961, or did she start saying that in the late 70s, in the mid?
Well, I think it was in a hypnotic
It was in a hypnotic tapes,
okay.
yeah. So it was a couple of years later.
Fucking hell, the evidence is stacking up.
I'm just saying, that could
weird.
be a complete coincidence. Or it's a bit weird, isn't it?
But we haven't got an alien waving away our pain.
That's true.
You thought they'd probably numb the area and then
put the needle in.
Whereas the alien just like, yeah, jab it in. And then, oh, hang on, sorry, there's a wave behind. Jedi mind trick, you'd feel no pain.
Yeah.
There you go.
You appear to be in some discomfort.
Yes.
Fucking pussy.
Now, the aliens changed from little men into the classic grey alien, you know, short dude, big head, big eyes, no nose, little mouth. And now the Outer Limits episode, which was called the Bolero Shield, featured such an alien. That episode was Barney first mentioned this in the hypnotic session of the 22nd of February 1964. The Bolero Shield episode was first broadcast on the 10th of February 1964. The Hills claim to have never seen it.
Bullshit.
The remainder of the experience was put down to stress, sleep deprivation and false memories.
And drugs.
And possibly drugs.
And getting fucking beaten up by the KKK on a lonely back road.
Who can say? Can we go to a quick press break and then...
We can.
Yeah.
So we're back and let's see what Carl Sagan has to say about the star map.
Betty had noticed a book written in unknown hieroglyphic writing. She was also shown a strange window through which she could see a glowing pattern of dots connected with lines. It was, they told her, a star map, displaying the routes of interstellar commerce. Afterwards, the Hills were released and permitted to return home, or at least this is their story. Now, believers find this account compelling, or at least plausible, chiefly because of the alleged star map. Here's what Betty Hill said it looked like. Now, why would anybody take this seriously? Because here is a real map, widely publicized by UFO enthusiasts, of 15 selected nearby stars, including the sun, as seen from one particular vantage point in space. This map includes stars that were first cataloged several years after Betty Hill recalled what she said she saw in the alien ship. Her map required, we are told, information that was not then available on the Earth. There is a resemblance between the two maps, but that's mainly because the lines corresponding to navigation routes have been copied from the Hill map onto the real star map. If we were to substitute some other set of lines for the Hill lines, we find that the eye suddenly is biased against seeing any agreement between the two maps at all. To make an objective test, however, we remove the lines altogether. And then there's very little resemblance left. But these particular stars are selected from a large catalog of star positions. Our vantage point in space is also selected to make the best possible fit with the Hill map. If you can pick and choose from a large number of stars, viewed from any vantage point in space you want, you can always find something resembling the pattern you're looking for. I'm surprised that nobody could find a better fit to the Hill map. The Hills' own psychiatrists described their story as a kind of dream. There's no corroborating evidence. The star map argument is worthless. And yet, this is one of the best attested cases of UFO close encounters.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Saint Carl Sagan.
Yes.
Science Saint Carl Sagan, as opposed to our usual batshit conspiracy theorist saints. And St. Tony, obviously, noted war criminal. Reckons it's bollocks.
I'm a Carl.
Saint Carl.
St. Carl, I'm with him. Although he didn't mention drugs or gangs robbing them and interfering with them.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. That's just your purely messed up mind.
Hey! Don't judge me on last week.
Don't judge your one fanfic, eh?
Yeah. I was trying to write the worst thing I could write, and it worked.
Certainly did.
So anyway, yeah, Carl thinks the star map's bollocks. But
I
when
do see where he's coming from.
When you said star map earlier, in my head, I was picturing something quite complex, like sort of. So you fucking draw like a stick man version of a cow. It's not much of a star map, is it really?
Well, you don't know these trading routes these aliens have, Gaz.
Well, I wish my routes were that straightforward and simple. It'd fucking work. Jesus. Anyway, yeah.
He does have a point.
Yeah, he does. But then again, just because he says the match that they found is incorrect doesn't mean that she is lying.
No.
She could have still been telling the truth. He doesn't. The evidence doesn't prove anything really.
And who did Carl Sagan work for?
NASA.
What's NASA stand for?
Never a simple answer.
There you go.
But you're the science
Straight
officer,
answer.
Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Surely you can see his point.
Logic, yeah,
in
of course.
It all depends on where you're looking at it from space.
But she could have copied it down wrong or anything.
So in that respect, wouldn't a paper map in space be useless? Because wherever your spaceship was, everything would change as you moved through depth, and
That's why you have a computer doing it.
you'd need a 3D, wouldn't you?
4D.
Hologram.
I think she
4D
said it
hologram.
was 3D, didn't she?
Yeah, it was a hologram that was portrayed. She just drew it down on paper because she was in hypnosis and we didn't have hologram technology.
Right. Okay, well, you had a quote for us, didn't you, Ben?
Yes, there's a guy, Robert Schaefer from the Skeptical Inquirer. I was present at the National UFO Conference in 1980 at which Betty presented some of the UFO photos she had taken. She showed what must have been well over 200 slides of blips, blurs and blobs against a dark background. These were supposed to be UFOs coming in close, chasing a car, landing, etc. But after her talk had exceeded about twice its allotted time, Betty was literally jeered off stage by what had been a very sympathetic audience. This incident, witnessed by many of the UFOlogy's leaders and top activists, removed any lingering doubts about Betty's credibility. She had none. In 1995, Betty wrote a book, self-published, entitled A Common Sense Guide to UFOs. It's filled with delusional stories such as seeing whole squadrons of UFOs in flight and a truck levitating above the freeway. And then
Well, that's just his sceptical view, though, isn't it?
John Oswald, who was a UFO enthusiast, who went out UFO spotting with Betty, said she couldn't tell a UFO from a streetlight.
Well, God bless him. I mean, and it's sad that...
Remember, this is later on, this is 1980, we're talking 20 years, she's probably in her 70s at that point. Is it wise to take someone in their 70s as a credible witness for stuff that's happened recently to them? I mean...
It's sad that Barney died young as well.
Yeah.
Or youngish. That's probably because he got smashed over the head.
It was almost genital space warts he got.
He did get general space warts, that's true.
Space herpes.
Or maybe he just got sucked off by a hooker.
Intergalactic crabs.
He did actually have a circle of warts around the base of his penis.
Jesus Christ, Ben, how in detail did you go with you?
They
Oh
were
my
like
God.
in a perfect sort of
That's called-
spacing between.
Genital fucking warts. It's got nothing to do with aliens.
That's what happened. He had this series of them after the suction cup was put on. It left some marks, left some warts, man.
Ugh.
Didn't clean it for the last use.
Maybe not.
They used it on a cow last as well.
He caught some genital warts on some hillbilly called Dwayne.
Oh man, I think that just sounds like, you know, like when the guy who got raped by a demon that we spoke about on the from Ike's book, and we came up with the idea that was just his he couldn't he couldn't admit to his wife that he'd been having homosexual sex, and so he created this elaborate fucking demon rape story.
A Hispanic and an Oriental was the only descriptions he could give.
And a demon.
That he got in the car with these people, drove to the woods, and he couldn't remember what they looked like. They were just Hispanic and Oriental.
And the demon had a barbed penis damaged his anus, which needed hospital treatment. But rather than just tell his wife he was in love with his friend Dave,
Oriental
Big Dave.
yeah,
Oriental
Big Dave, yeah.
Oriental Dave.
Big bad Dave.
Or Hispanic Dave.
Yeah, you know, both of them. And,
They both called Dave?
he created the elaborate,
No, because his
But
anal
one's called-
scarring wasn't picked up till he joined the army.
Well, that was the elaborate story
That
that he
tale.
told them, rather than admitting that he'd been with Dave. Anyway, my point is, fucking old Barney Rubble here,
Barney Hill.
fucking...
Thank you for your service, Barney.
Instead of...
Well, gee, Betty, I don't know where the genital warts came from. It must have been that thing the aliens put on my dick.
She'd have believed that.
Yeah, exactly. Not that...
That skanky hoe I paid $3 to fuck bareback in an alleyway.
Are you saying Barney was cheating on Betty?
Yes, of course he was. She was fucking batshit crazy. He was slinging dick all over town, and that's how he got the
Well,
war.
he was the postal worker.
Exactly.
Delivering more than the post, I might say.
The postman always rings twice,
Maybe
baby.
the population of black people went up in that town after Barney had visited the post office. Visited them, you know?
Well, it didn't go up for
Got
long
the post off.
because he fucking died less than 10 years later.
Yeah, I think the stress didn't do him much good. I don't think he liked the stress
But
of it.
stress of an insane wife.
I don't
And
think
lying
he
publicly.
liked the whole alien
Lying
abduction
publicly.
thing. Maybe lying publicly. I think she was certainly more into it than him. And her sister had seen a UFO, and that's who she rang first to tell.
Yeah.
I've seen a UFO too. Maybe a little sibling rivalry trying to top her sister.
Why wasn't the
That phone call was on the
magnetised...
film as well.
Yeah.
Why wasn't the magnetised car donated to science?
Well, that should have been checked out, shouldn't it? Let's face it.
A few weeks after, she put it into a car wash and then marks went.
Oh, Lord.
Admittedly, that is a really dumb thing to do. Because you're like, well, because literally days after she rang up the Air Force Base and said, hey, I've had this UFO encounter. Oh, you just saw Jupiter. I've got these marks on my car that send a magnet spinning around wildly, send a compass spinning around wildly. Oh, you should probably come and have a look at that and tell you not to say anything. Put a gun to your head and tell you that it never happened.
Was Barney killed by the Men in Black?
That's a theory I've heard. Saying that, you know what, one of them said, hey, you know what happened to Barney Hill, don't you?
Ooh. So yeah, if you get too close on the old trail,
Yeah.
somebody will appear and just whisper, you don't want to be Barney Hilled.
Barney Rubbled. Don't be Barney Rubbled now, do you? Don't Fred banging your wife every night.
Oh, Fred's not banging Betty. He's not. Wilma's hot enough for him.
I think he's fucking overreaching his mark, to be fair, with Wilma.
Yeah, he's definitely punching above his weight.
I don't know what it is about Wilma. Everyone seems to like her. I prefer Betty.
Mike, I actually with you, I prefer Betty. But Wilma, you know.
They're both the same.
She's a bit stuck up.
I'm not thinking of their personalities. I'm basing it purely on, on the figures.
They both got the same figure.
Exactly. That's why I haven't got a fucking preference.
Alright. So back to these two. Back to this Betty and Barney.
Yeah,
You're going for it, are you, Gaz?
it's.
I don't think you can just get the radar.
I can't. Because who said?
Was it a weather balloon?
Who fucking said? Where are those quotes from? What are the sources? Have we seen the radar readouts of that day?
Well, that was
in
reported to
area?
Project Blue Book.
Well, how do we know they're not just full of shit?
Because they reported all UFO encounters to Project Blue Book. It was an official government body looking into the
They
UFOs.
don't lie, do they? They're fucking those official government bodies. We can always trust them.
Hynek said that he started off as a skeptic. He was the guy running it, Dr. Alan Hynek, turned around and said, oh yeah, I didn't believe any of it, but by the end,
Yeah.
you can't discount
If
everything.
you lay down
And St. Ike said that. You going against the teachings of
I
Holy
didn't say
St.
they're
Ike.
all bollocks. Just because this is the first one doesn't make it any less fucking made up than any of the other ones. And one day we might come across one that convinces me. I'm open-minded-ish, but this one, to me, is the same. There's no evidence. It's the ramblings of a mad fool and her husband who's also a mad fool.
No, I think he just went along with it for the quiet. Well, I think he just went along with it, not for the quiet life. I think he went along with it.
I think they had a bad trip in the middle of nowhere.
Taking some dodgy Canadian
It
mushrooms.
was 1961, man. They were fucking open, liberal people in a mixed race, marriage. They were hippies, proto-hippies, 1961. They were probably dabbling in a little bit of acid, a little bit of
They were in their
LSD.
40s. He was a postal worker. She was a social worker. I mean, they're the type
So,
of people
I know
who
people
drop
in their
acid.
I know people in their
Going to Canada,
40s.
taking some acid, driving home.
So people in their 40s don't take
Oh
drugs.
no, but these are people in.
You can't
they're
say
in
that.
respectable positions in society.
So that means they don't fucking.
Unless they went to Canada on a fear and loathing.
This will
Calgary
do wonders
trip.
for your anxiety, Barney, my boy. Just put a tab of this LSD on your tongue and it will make the drive back with that mad bint a lot more fucking tolerable. Right? And halfway back, he spikes Betty, and halfway back it all goes fucking tits up. And they're wandering round the field like, he's got a cup on my dick, Betty!
Where's Delsey gone?
Yeah, where's the fucking dog?
Where's Delsey?
Fuck, I'm not having it. Sorry.
Mike?
Well, as there's no evidence, it's just...
Radar evidence.
No, that's not enough, is it? It's not enough. Could be any
Drugs
drug.
there,
But I wouldn't rule it out completely. I wouldn't state that it's absolute bollocks, but I've got to err on the side of caution on that one.
Fair enough. I'm going to say that I don't like how the aliens changed.
Okay.
Went from the little dudes with noses and, little uniforms on to being the classic grey. I don't like that.
Well, that's before they watched the programme, wasn't it?
Yeah. But in a lot of early UFO encounters in the 50s, aliens seemed to make more effort to be more humanoid. In a weird way. They had noses, they wore one-piece outfits.
Yeah.
But in the late stuff, the Greys are all nude.
Mm.
Why'd they stop wearing clothes?
That's because the
That's
Greys
the
have
shit.
entered the popular, the zeitgeist of consciousness.
The weird naked alien.
Because if I was going to make up a story today, I know that my made-up story would have to, ring true with people. So
Feature the ghost of a British hero.
and it would be influenced by the things I've seen, the pop culture I've seen, and the comic books I've read, wouldn't it? And back then they didn't have anything to inspire their made-up stories.
There were comics in the
aliens.
60s.
Yeah,
Outer Limits.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Though? Yeah, but
There's
see, and that
plenty of
changed
UFO
their description.
Plenty of UFO films in the 50s.
Yeah, but my point
Plenty
is,
of UFO films. And the Great
my
Saucer
point-
Flap of the 50s.
my point is, like you just said, in the descriptions, they're all like quite human looking and stuff because they haven't seen fucking alien greys. But by 1970, the alien grey is fucking well and truly the
Because of
accepted
this-
symbol of
Because
alien.
of this case. This is where the grey comes from. The classic grey. This emerges.
You said earlier they got it from that.
Yeah,
Fucking
from the
TV
Valero
program.
Shield, but this is the most widely publicised UFO alien abduction.
Mm.
The grey comes into us, and the greys are abducting everybody. The greys are the ones with Eisenhower. Because this is so widely publicised, it's wormed its way into UFO culture so much.
Mate, Spider-Man comics are widely publicised. It doesn't make them true.
Oh no, it doesn't. You mean there's no Spider-Man?
I'm sorry.
You mean those films aren't documentaries?
No.
Oh man.
But anyway, why do you think it's true?
I'm on the fence because there's parts of it I don't like. There's parts of it that I do.
There's a bit that I find a bit... Well, the fact that they're a mixed race couple in the 60s, they don't want to be drawing attention to themselves.
No.
This is the exact opposite thing you probably want to be doing.
Yeah.
Maybe she does want to draw attention to herself. Maybe he
Well,
doesn't.
maybe.
Yeah, but they're professional people. I mean, she's a social worker. I mean,
She's not the one that's going to be scared of getting lynched, though, is she?
they both would be.
So, I don't know.
You know, they both would be. There'd be not just Barney. It'd be both of them.
Well,
So
She'd
I
probably be
don't-
raped first.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, get out.
Well, she would, wouldn't she?
But I don't like that the aliens changing. The radar evidence is always a physical evidence thing. That's fair enough.
that may or may not exist.
But I do think that she decided that a career out of this would be a fine thing after Barney went. I mean, she was a lonely old woman at that
She wrote a
point.
book, 69, wasn't it?
No, it was later than that. It was 95, the common sense approach to
No, the
UFOs.
69, the first one she wrote.
Oh, An Interrupted Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to think she went a bit nuts at the end, which makes it harder for me to believe the tale. But fuck it, because you're going so sceptical, I'm going, she was abducted. They were abducted, there was something happened that
You
night.
contrarian, you.
Something happened.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's the whole debate.
It
probably.
was aliens.
Probably.
We're going with aliens. Boom.
Drugs.
Aliens.
Ben's going with aliens.
I love how my theories, when I try and concoct an admittedly dark but real-world plausible theory, it's always thrown out the window.
Oh no, your theory is perfectly plausible.
Drugs and a gang of weirdos. Or maybe not even a gang, maybe they just tripped out in the middle of nowhere and wandered the fields for ages till they sobered up
And lost
a
their
bit.
dog.
Because honestly, this is, seriously, I have had encounters with drugs where I woke up hours later with complete black holes of missing time. Complete and total. Right?
Never been that bad.
I've never
Are you sure
once,
you weren't abducted by aliens?
I've never once thought it could have been
Were you
aliens.
walking funny after?
No.
Yeah.
I just realised that, well, I woke up in a hospital once.
Did you feel that sperm had been taken?
No. I woke up in a hospital once with monitors plugged into my bare chest and a security guard in a stab vest sitting next to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened? I'm just intrigued now.
I'd taken a drug commonly referred to on the streets as MCAT or methadone, not methadone, methadone.
Is that
And then some people called it meow.
Oh yeah.
Um,
That was a phase, wasn't it?
Yeah, first time I'd ever encountered it, someone poured a mass. I knew they would do it. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I couldn't snort it because we were in a beer garden. And he was like, just pour it into your pint, and poured the whole bag into a pint and drank it.
hell.
And that's my last memory of looking at it bubbling in my pint. And the very next memory is like the wee hours of the morning in a hospital room. The reason the security guard was there was I hadn't been violent or anything like that. I was just non-cooperative, shall we say.
And you were fighting it.
Yeah, so, but he actually turned around and said I was quite a nice bloke and told me stories about, because they wouldn't let me go, they wanted to monitor me for a while, and he was telling me, I was like, why'd you wear a stab vest? And he was telling me, fuck man, like, people come in here drunk in all sorts of states and just attack everyone, like most night, well not most nights, but, yeah, so anyway, that was, so, quite a few hours of missing time. Now, I could drive myself nuts trying to piece it together, but there's literally no memories. Maybe I could go and be hypnotised, something would come out, but I've never once thought aliens. So I think maybe it was. Maybe they dropped me off at the hospital.
Maybe. Can't consider it aliens.
I do think it was an ambulance.
Maybe that security guard didn't have the heart to tell you had an asshole gaping like a 50p.
Yeah. They
What are the
cut
old
my-
50p's as
Well, the
well?
old 50p's.
They cut my fucking clothes off as well.
That's bad.
Straight up the back. I think they were quite worried for a while. Then I was alright. And it's strange because it was a new drug. They couldn't find, it wasn't showing up in their blood tests and think like, do you know what I mean? Like it didn't fall into any of the, he's not on cocaine, he's not on this, not on that. Because they were asked, what have you I remember, yeah, that's one memory, hospital. Lights in my eyes, what have you taken? It'll be a lot easier if we know what you've taken. And I'm just like, yeah. Nice little insight into my.
So there was a chance you could have OD'd and died then.
I've been quite clear. I've pushed my luck many times, yeah, but yeah, that's why I'm winding it down now.
Yeah.
So I've basically redlined my body so hard and so fast for so long. The rivets are all loose and it's rattling already.
Well, a fair run though.
Yeah, like on the outside, it still looks like a Ferrari.
A banged up Ferrari.
And on the inside though, it's like a fucking 70-year-old Morris Minor on its last cylinder.
Do you often feel that all those years of redlining have taken significant years off your lifespan?
I try not to think about it, if I'm honest, but yeah, it is.
It doesn't matter, the planet's going to shit in 20 years.
Oh yeah, got 20 years left. Fuck it.
That's it.
I know you get some smack now.
Mike, you may want to consider that with like 6 months ago.
Mike, please let us record it for an episode the first time you take heroin. That will get some fucking downloads. I reckon it might even make the national news.
Hey, a bloke get his head stuck in a microwave can make national news.
Exactly.
Mike doing Smack live on a podcast is bound to.
I'm not saying
It's not gonna be
inject
great
it.
audio though, is it?
Yeah, well, don't
It's gonna
inject
be
it.
just passing out, innit?
Well, we'll describe it. Oh, look at the look of
Basically-
ecstasy on his unconscious face.
It's me and Gaz speaking while like we move out the tellers and everything, and we've got like the world's press crammed in here.
Yeah,
All the British press are crammed in. The Sun, the News, the Daily Star.
it's a social
All
experiment.
the tabloid papers are here filming it.
Don't be bothered with the Telford Skaghead.
If you're doing it for art, they might be.
Yeah, it's an art project. Oh dear.
Well, if I get terminal cancer, that's what I'm going
You know what? I can't blame you.
What a happy ending. So, have we wrapped up the
You're
alien?
saying bollocks. Mike's on the fence as usual, and I'm saying aliens.
Mine's like 0.0001% on the, it might be true, but I'm keeping my options a little bit open.
You're on the fence then. You're on a fence.
Just about.
You're on a, yeah.
He's got a finger on it.
He's
A little
got
finger on
he's
it.
got a part of a buttock gently perched on the fence.
One testy on the fence.
You want to hope you don't get a splinter. Oh.
God's sake, and stood looking at a strange face in that fucking video.
For the listener, the paused Carl Sagan video is still on the screen, and his facial expression looks like he just got a splinter in one of his testes.
He looks like he wants to kiss me. That's concerning.
You literally think everyone wants to fuck you, don't you? Even Carl Sagan. Look, that's not an erotic face. That's a "Ooh, you get off my lawn" face.
He's sat on a hill while talking about the Betty Hill abductions.
That's not a come hither face.
It's an awkward kiss face. That's what that is.
That's a busted a nut in the sink face.
He did that when we were on drugs.
Oh fuck no.
So there we go. I think it's aliens. Mike's got a testicle on the fence, and Gaz thinks it's bollocks.
For the record, the only reason I haven't busted a nut in a sink while on drugs is because it usually makes your penis shrink, like most chemical drugs, and numbs you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be jacking off in sinks all over the place, man.
Yeah, true.
Coat down my face.
Is that some weird news?
Weird news, and we got any likes?
Yep.
Okay, so who wants to do the first one? Because I've read enough.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
For a bit.
Go on then, I'll read one out.
Oh, I saw this earlier. I was going to put this in myself, but
Harvard researchers suggest cigar-shaped asteroid
Oumuamua
could
Is it
be
Oumuamua?
an alien probe. We discussed this. haven't
We did.
We did
There's
an
a new
emergency
study on it.
broadcast.
Oh, good.
See our emergency broadcast?
Yeah.
A new study conducted by Shmuel Billet and Abraham Loeb, astronomers at Harvard Smithsonian.
Shall I just read this?
Fuck off. Centre for Astrophysics has suggested that the interstellar object Oumuamua could actually be an alien sail sent from another civilization to look for signs of life. Even though many experts have argued that Oumuamua could be a naturally formed asteroid, these Harvard researchers strongly believe that it could be a light sail of artificial origin. As per the researchers, the strange cigar shape of the object and the unexpected boost along with a shift in trajectory it attained while passing through the inner solar system clearly indicate its artificial origin.
It was dodgy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's being steered. Maybe. The study report titled "Could Solar Radiation Pressure Explain Oumuamua's Peculiar Acceleration?" pointed out that Oumuamua could be a light sail from an intelligent civilization which uses radiation power for travelling. Considering, and this is in quotes, an artificial origin, one possibility is that Oumuamua is a light sail floating in interstellar space as a debris from an advanced technological equipment. Alternatively, a more exotic scenario is that Oumuamua may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth vicinity by an alien civilization, wrote the researchers in the study report. Oumuamua, which is less than half a mile in length, is now farther away from our sun than the Jupiter. Who the fuck wrote this?
Businessinsider.com.
Jesus Christ, they're making me sound like a mongoloid.
You think I have to fucking deal with every week?
And travelling to the outskirts of the solar system. In all probabilities, this object could reach back in the interstellar space for another 4 years. As the study report surfaced online, a section of conspiracy theorists has also joined the party. Now it's a party. And they consider this finding as an authentic proof of alien existence. These conspiracy theorists believe that aliens used to send scout ships to the Earth to monitor the conditions here before they gear up for an invasion. They argue that Oumuamua is such a scout ship, which indicates an imminent alien
Holy
invasion.
shit.
Well, we'll give those fucking aliens a damn good thrashing, shall I say.
We will fight them in the beaches and in the stars.
And with our fucking cool exosuits like in Dead of Tomorrow.
Well, the soldiers will. I'll just be at home on the sofa.
No, you'll be conscripted up that way.
PlayStation, man.
Their exosuits will be like playing a PlayStation, except you only get one life.
I'm not going on the front lines.
You have
ever.
to.
No. I'll be the chef then.
It's an alien invasion, Gaz.
People still
What's
need
the
to
point
eat.
of me being on the fucking front line?
Exactly, there's
Because
way
you're
better
another
people.
body for the grinder, mate, that's why.
I'm an asthmatic depressive with a dodgy knee.
And you'll have an exosuit,
I'll cheer
which
you
will-
up.
which will negate your dodgy knee. And I'll say, you fit for service, matey, get in.
Good news, Mike. You get one of these giant robo
Don't worry.
exosuits to yourself.
You're depressive, you can write some war poetry, crack on.
Oh dear. I'll just shoot myself. I'll be a right draft dodger, I will. I'll just be looting places.
Would you,
No, well,
would you shoot the owner of the kids first?
Probably not. No, I'll probably shoot the neighbours first, I think. I'll probably kill their kids before I killed ours. Like,
Well, no, it's like a gallant thing, is it? The aliens are coming down and invading. Get in the basement and...
fucking get out there and fend for yourself. I don't know what your plan is, but mine is.
Good luck, kids!
I hope this is the last thing you see.
Think of happy things!
Dark, grim dark. I'll be at the
Daddy's
front
going
line.
to the basement
I'm
to
going
blow
out.
his head off.
I may be sometime.
Yeah.
Don't come looking for Daddy.
Well, I'll actually do my fucking Earthman duty and try and defend the fucking planet, you daft pricks.
Alright then, Rambo. You'll
That's
last
not
about...
gonna last maybe 30 seconds, even 15 minutes tops. But, come on, it's our planet, isn't it? It's our family are here, our fucking, all the places we've known, all the places we love, I mean, and hate, but, you know, it's all here. Don't defend it.
It's what
It's
armies are
aliens.
for. Yeah.
You can fucking have it. The planet's dying.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the plan. Maybe if we make our planet so unattractive, they won't want to invade
There we
it.
go.
well,
Trump's a fucking genius in that case, isn't he?
yeah, there's...
And them fuckers dumping radioactive mud in Wales.
I mean, we're 2 minutes to midnight on the fucking doomsday clock. The two things that the scientists say the most dangerous hazard to this planet is climate change and nuclear
war.
Nuclear war.
Well,
And what has Trump done? Pulled out the peace, the fucking
Climate control.
Yeah, and he's pulled out that nuclear arms treaty.
Yeah. 2 minutes to midnight.
Yeah. Oh well. Fuck it.
Anyway, is this a
rock or a
alien
pro?
scout?
Well, I fucking hope so.
Maybe.
I hope it's Villy and his lot, rather than some vast race of alien warmongers.
Maybe it's a giant transformer who got blown to bits and this is his cock just floating through space after the explosion.
Yeah. Why not? Fuck it.
Could be it lands here and we harvest and backward engineer the tech and make really powerful dildos.
Why only dildos?
Well, it's a giant alien robot cock, isn't it?
Yeah, surely we get some other technologies from it apart from dildos.
Like what?
I don't know, power. Someone's got to power it.
Cock technology, isn't it?
Well, then every home will be powered by cock technology. That's great.
It's a big alien robot.
Dong.
Yeah.
Space dong.
That's 1/2 mile long or something like that.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Oh, this chick again.
You go.
We had this one.
We've seen her before.
Woman who had sex with 20 ghosts is now engaged to a spirit.
Yeah, I think we have had this. It's that fucking amethyst realm chick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she's now engaged to a ghost, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's had 20 ghost lovers, and they're all miscarriages are ghost pregnancies. That's what she says. And now she's found true love with an apparition. Yeah.
Please read that quote.
There was no going down on one knee. He doesn't have knees. The first time I heard him speak, she told the sun. Oh, the sun. I could actually hear his voice. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Deep, sexy and real.
It wasn't real though.
No, she's just very mentally ill.
Yeah, well anyway, she's getting married now to him.
Oh, good luck to him.
Another quote from her. I'll just read that one.
If anyone... oh, sorry, go on.
I had not had a phantom fling for a while, and as I was away on business, starting a new relationship was the last thing on my mind. The Bristol-based spiritual counsellor told the Sun.
So imagine...
Then one day I was walking through the bush, enjoying nature. I suddenly felt this incredible energy. A new lover had arrived. And it's going to be a pagan ceremony.
Imagine the wedding. Does
You know,
anyone
it's
here have any objections? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Door kicks in. They just bust out the proton packs and fucking blast her husband into the fucking...
What if her husband's the evil guy from Ghostbusters 2?
Oh, and as soon as the Ghostbusters turn in, he turns around. Instead of being all nice, he turns into a...
Yeah.
And they take him down, get him in the trap. Go, Ray.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Winston never had a line in that, did he?
Of course he didn't. I didn't make the movie, Ben. I don't run Hollywood. Just move. Next
Move
story.
on.
What?
Last one.
She's a fucking lunatic at the end of the day. There you go.
They keep putting her on fucking telly though, don't they? They're enablers.
Yeah. I'll go for this one. I've got my old man glasses on. I can read the TV. Man, 72, killed by a group of aggressive, quote, rogue, end quote, monkeys, throwing bricks at him from a tree. Well, are we sure it was monkeys or just some chavs in Telford?
Oh man, I hate animal cruelty, but if a monkey threw a stone at me, I'd be tempted to punch him in the monkey face.
Oh, yeah.
If it hurt me, like, if it didn't hit me, I'd just run. But if he fucking hit me with a rock, I would want vengeance on the little bastard.
Well, that monkey's getting shot. The gamekeepers turn up and I'm like, give me that fucking shotgun.
I don't have a gun, so I just have to get him by the tail and
dash his brains out against a tree. That's what I go for.
You've thrown your last stone.
Yeah. Throw him in the sea.
I'll throw a corpse in the sea. I'm not throwing him in the
Throw a
sea.
monkey in the sea.
Throw a live monkey in the sea.
Might swim, I want to make sure.
Well, we came from the sea.
So, a man has been stoned to death by a group of rogue monkeys who threw bricks at him from a tree.
He was stoned to death.
Who's giving these monkeys? Oh man! Mr. Singh, 72, suffered head and chest injuries in the attack and was later pronounced dead in hospital. So these are racist stone throwing monkeys as well.
Yeah, bloody hell.
It's believed the monkeys had armed themselves with bricks they collected earlier from a rundown building nearby in Tikri Uttar Pradesh. I presume that's in India. Villagers have repeatedly complained that aggressive monkeys in the area have made their lives hell, but the animals are a protected species, so little can be done.
Imagine that, your dad going out to collect firewood, gets stoned to death by a group of fucking savage monkeys.
He was murdered by monkeys in the most horrendous...
And that one in the picture stole a bottle of water!
Oh man.
Mr. Singh's brother, Krishna Pal, told the Times of India monkeys threw more than 20 bricks at Dharampal on Thursday. Thrown from quite a height, the bricks were enough to kill him. These rogue monkeys are the real culprits and must pay for it.
No.
Mr. Singh's family has lodged a formal complaint and named monkeys as the accused, but police insist they cannot prosecute monkeys and declared Mr. Singh's death was an accident.
You could go out there and shoot him though.
Deadly attacks by monkeys have been on the rise throughout the country, and wildlife experts say that rhesus macaques are usually to blame, although it's not quite clear which breed attacked Mr. Singh. Back in 2007, the deputy mayor of India's capital of Delhi died after being attacked by a horde of monkeys. Fuck me! If the deputy mayor of India's capital is being killed by a gang of rogue monkeys, you need to cut down your monkey problem. I know they're protected, but fuck me. SS Bajwa suffered serious head injuries when he fell from the first floor terrace of his home while trying to fight them off. I mean, if you're on your balcony at home and you're attacked by a gang of wild monkeys and they kill the deputy mayor of the capital, the monkeys need to be called. I'm sorry.
If those monkeys attacked me, I'd macaque myself. Sorry. I'm sorry. But,
in a bid to curb the monkey problem, the city employed, quotes, larger, more ferocious langur monkeys to go to the smaller groups of rhesus macaques.
So they're protected. We can't kill them. Do you know who can kill them? Who? Bigger monkeys. We'll just put in more bigger monkeys.
Yeah, that'll solve the problem.
What was that Simpsons episode with the snakes?
That's it. Oh, don't worry, we'll put in some jaguars. And when that's too much, look at the bears in. Yeah, something like that.
In the winter they'll die off or something.
What happens when the bigger, stronger monkeys start throwing bigger, heavier rocks?
Well, apparently, the city has also employed monkey catchers to go and round them up so they can be moved to forests. Culling is seen as unacceptable to devout Hindus who revere the monkeys as a manifestation of the monkey god. I apologise for my pronunciation, Hindu listeners. Hanuman, and often feed them bananas and peanuts, so they're just enabling the monkeys. Pawan Sharma, founder of the Resquink Association for Wildlife Welfare, told Vice, monkeys in the cities is not the actual problem. It's the human errors that have led to an increase in the monkey population. Yes, because the humans are getting a male monkey and a female monkey and putting them in a cage until they fuck, obviously.
Well, just don't collect wood. They obviously don't like it when you collect wood.
Yeah. Wow. So, monkeys are killing people. The end times are coming.
Yeah.
Is that the last weird news?
Yeah.
So there we go. There is your weird news this evening. So let's go for a
Holy
bit of...
fuck, can I read that comment? It's horrific. This is... No, I'm not going to read it, actually.
Why would it?
Read that one.
Villagers have repeatedly complained that aggressive monkeys in the area have made their lives hell, but the animals are a protected species, so little can be done. Many people feel this way in America.
Oh, that is from a poster called Maya Borzich with no picture, so it's probably a Russian troll account in all fairness.
Yeah. Wow. That's a pretty tragic story that we left our way through there. But
yeah, it's just like, the monkeys are killing people. Call the monkeys.
I'm team human, like Joe Rogan says. I'm all up for animal welfare and preservation and all that.
Me too.
When they start killing humans, fucking break out the pistols, man.
Break out the fucking biggest guns you've got and blow them little cunts into pieces, is what I say.
Oh dear. Well, just another reason not to travel.
Indeed.
Or leave the house.
You stay in your Red Dead Redemption bubble.
Yep.
Quick break.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a good cowboy.
So we're back and we're going to play a bit of Full Alex, the most popular game show in this flat.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
Premise is, Mike finds us a couple of clips of random weirdos, then puts them up against Saint Alex Jones, one of the patron saints of the show. Ironic patron saints of the show, I should point out if you're a first time listener. And we decide who's gone more Full Alex. And remember...
Never go full Alex, ever. You can go halfway, maybe even 3/4 at a push. Never go full Alex. It's not a good look.
No.
And you could get taken away.
Or banned from social media.
Yes, you'll certainly get banned from social media if you
Who's
go
up first,
full Alex.
Mike?
Up first we've got Kat Kerr,
Kat Kerr.
who says she commands an army of 33 billion angels.
Well, that'd be handy.
Is she an X-Man?
Even when the ISIS were everywhere, my favorite thing to do is I would command my host to go and pull down the strongholds of Satan, commanding the ISIS, and fear would fall on them. And then I would say, go host, let the ISIS have a severe crisis.
Oh, don't rap to
and
angels.
They began to find weapons abandoned in the desert in the Mideast. They didn't know what happened. The ISIS would drop their weapons and run because my host went there. They pulled down all the demonic controlling them. It's always about the spiritual darkness. I didn't fight against the flesh. I was fighting with the army against the spiritual darkness. They pulled down the strongholds. Those ISIS had no power from Satan because they couldn't hear. They were removed. Fear and confusion falls on them. Even in gangs, the same thing happens. And gangs, and marauders, and all kinds of drug lords, and human trafficking. Everyone doing human trafficking ministry, they need to have an army. Wherever evil is, you can send them. But especially around you, your household, your family, your close friends, I send them all the time. And the White House, I went there in person, and I asked for sentinels to be posted all the way down Pennsylvania Avenue, all the way through the mall, through the Capitol Hill, all the way up to the White House to protect Trump. This was before the election. And I saw them visibly being posted there to protect and keep him. And his family, and Pence, and his family. Because Pence will be our president after Trump's 2 terms are up. And they already have the host all around them. The more you send, the more you get. They get multiplied. Like you don't get another 100 if you've been sending them for a whole week. You'll get 10,000. Then it goes to 1 million. And I've been doing it probably around 5 years or so. I have 33 billion that I send everywhere all the time. I do sweeps of whole states to expose every group of human trafficking, drug trafficking, violence, witchcraft, whatever it is. I send them to do a sweep because I'm going to make Florida a region of light. Colorado. Yeah, especially Denver. Send them into Denver all the time. You can even send them into the laws that they're going to make that you don't want, or even after they have been made. The host can go influence the people who are over those laws, or they can expose all the crime that's being done because of those laws. And they'll realize we should have never done this. You can use it in Congress, in your own city government, in the state government, and I certainly sent them throughout the entire election and the midterm elections, into every voting booth, to speak to the people in the voting booth.
Rigged election.
For life, freedom, and justice. And they will go.
Oh, she's clearly batshit insane. She actually has an army of 33 million angels, uses it to look after Trump, not to solve world problems,
Well,
just to look after Trump.
I'd say our angels are pretty shit at their jobs.
So
There's
would I.
33 billion of them and everything.
33 billion.
That's what I said, 33
Yeah,
billion.
oh sorry, I did 3.
The world's going to be destroyed in 20 years.
Yeah, 33 billion. Everyone's depressed. Starving.
The fish are getting horny off our Prozac in the water.
She's...
I mean, oh.
Her army's
But
fucking
at
useless.
the same time, remember, she's doing this in probably a school gymnasium. I mean, everyone stood up, there's no seats. She's on a little speaking tour.
She's got more listeners than us.
I
I
keep
don't know.
count 8 in that picture.
Yeah. I reckon there's no more than
Oh, there's 50 people,
I
there,
don't
100
think
people.
I think 50. She's on a low totem pole of this, but she's trying to climb higher.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. If If I say more random bullshit, fucking insanity, and praise Trump and say I've got an army of angels, I'll be on fucking Fox News in 3 weeks. That's my take.
Fucker. Who's next, man?
But certainly a contender so far.
I'm too stoned for that shit. Fuck me. That was difficult.
Next up, Todd Starnes says to treat immigrant caravan like invading force committing act of war. This is the 7,000 strong migrant caravan that's heading towards the US from the Central Americas.
Do they know that this is all going on, or this migrant caravan? Are they aware of what's going on, or?
Who's they?
Well, the migrant caravan.
Who's aware?
Are they aware that America's having a bit of a mini Fritz over it, or?
Probably not. I mean, they're walking miles every day.
Yeah.
Not sure that they're in contact with the news regularly, I imagine.
There is a group of 4,000 Hondurans, another one of these migrant caravans, and they are making their way at this very moment to our southern border. Keep in mind, Honduras, so they've got to travel through Mexico to get to our border, so we have to assume that the Mexicans have given these Hondurans safe passage. Why didn't the Mexicans stop them at their end of the border? Why did the Mexicans allow them to cross their border? Well, it's because Mexico, they don't care about us. Mexico, they don't care about the United States. So here's where we stand. There is a group of 4,000, I would have called them militant Hondurans. And the reason why is they're about to invade our country. I've said this before on this radio program. There was a time in American history when if you had a group of people from one country coming into another country without their permission, crossing their border, that was an act of war. But now it's just howdy do. Here's some food stamps, here's some free health care for you, and oh, by the way, here's your registration card for the Democrat Party. So the president is now threatening to call out the military to shut down the border. And I believe the president doesn't need to threat, he needs to act. No more threatening, Mr. President. It's time to put a stop to this nonsense. I say enough is enough. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of my tax dollars going to fund and going to take care of all of these illegal aliens. And now we've got 4,000 more about to invade the country. I say it's time for the president to shut down the border. Not a single person coming into the country. Not until we get a handle on all of this. I mean, if the reports are true, and the reporting from Fox News is fairly accurate here, if the reports are true, we don't have any place to put the illegals. So shut down the borders, call out the military. And quite frankly, we ought to treat this 4,000 strong migrant caravan as an invading force. That's what we ought to do. It's time to play hard ball.
First of all, I love the fact he's got the 2 books he's written propped up against his desk with their titles in full view.
Yeah.
And second of all, I love how old fat men always love calling out the military to shoot civilians, even though they're not going to do the shooting themselves.
He calls them militant without any evidence to back that up whatsoever.
Aren't they like just desperate people that have been like uprooted from there? They probably haven't got
from what the United States have caused.
They probably haven't got that many machine guns, have they? Anti-tank fucking.
I very much doubt they're travelling with machine guns in an armoured convoy.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
they're just desperate people. Probably haven't got any shoes, for fuck's sake. But
I'd imagine that he says there was 7,000. He's saying 4,000. I'd imagine that some of them people, a good chunk of them, ain't gonna make it to the US border.
No. And the ones that do are going to go. You know, some of them will obviously try and go there illegally. But a lot of these people, they want to go through asylum, which is, you know, which is perfectly normal. Every country in the world does it.
It's lawful.
They apply for asylum. If they're found to be in danger in their home country, then we accept them.
And let's face it, 4,000, it's not a lot, is it?
No.
Not compared to the 350 million, at least, that live in America.
And you see the size of the states as well. Well, yeah, okay.
The
To
thing
Alex.
is, he's just a bigot.
Yeah, let's see.
The first one is still talking more batshit insane from ASAP.
Let's see what Alex has got to say.
Yeah. Alex Jones debunks and destroys Bernie. That's Bernie Sanders with logic and facts.
Oh, Alex Facts.
Alex Facts.
Alex Facts.
Yesterday, she's like, I'm here with Bernie Sanders. He's got even bigger Mr. Red teeth than me. And we're going to turn this state red. Everybody's like, oh. Which I always thought, it should be, they are the Reds. They should be red, we're blue. But whatever. I mean, look at Sanders. What a swindling. He owns 3 $1 million houses, drives $100,000 cars, is just a consummate fake slime ball. And he just slithers around with a slime trail behind him. And then he's got this lady that comes actually from a rich family, poses a barista, it's all fake. And then she's still an idiot. And I'd love to have powerful women in power. But this is a moron. You know, go to Venezuela, lady. Venezuela's inflation to reach 1 million % IMF forecast. That's Weimar Republic. It's already at several 100,000%. They've already eaten their dogs and cats a few years ago. The zoo animals, it's 1,000 a week starve to death. But we need this here. Everything's free, though. There's nothing to buy or have, but it's all free. Like Sanders said, I go to the shopping center and the 30 types of deodorant. I don't need that, okay? I honeymooned in the Soviet Union. We had our way with some Christians. I am superior to you. Bernie Sanders. So, I'll teach you flyover country thing or two about swindling colleges and stealing the money. But, excuse me, let me get back to what I was saying. Here is the clip.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be hopping on here, Senator Sanders' account, and we're here in Kansas City to rally for Brent Welder. We're going to flip this seat red in November.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to flip this seat red in November.
Hi, everybody. All the big banks and the Chinese government and the EU fund socialism to screw you over and enslave you. Hi, everybody. I'm here with this blood-drinking criminal. Oh, hi, everyone. Hi. Oh, Venezuela's collapsing. 4 million are on their way here. Oh, hi, everybody. Here, let's see what she's saying on Face the Nation right now.
She ran a extraordinary campaign.
She ran an extraordinary. Listen, I never had a paying job till I was 44. And we swindle companies and bankrupt colleges. Hold on, back him up. Other people aren't criminals like me. I think I'm over them because I have a criminal instinct. Look, I can F everybody over because they're not awake till I'm a criminal. I mean, just look at these people.
Wow.
And Alex is clearly going insane. So he wins that for me. I mean, to be fair, the first woman.
She beats her.
I think she's got it for me.
Alex's
I think that was a pretty good impression of Bernie. I'm not saying that what he was saying was right, but the sound of his voice was pretty good.
He reminded me a bit of that guy of Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, the old man.
Yeah, whacking every tool shed.
Them two boys been whacking off in my tool shed again.
You know what? By the rules of the show, she is the winner, isn't she? Alex was clearly going nuts, but she's the winner, and she has got more full Alex. She's got an army of 33 billion angels.
Having an army of 33 billion fucking souls that she can psychically send to protect people, and
especially
she makes ISIS soldiers drop their fucking weapons and run.
If only it was that easy.
Fucking hell.
Why's she not the fucking general of the army?
Why are we sending... In that case, why are we bombing them and sending troops to fight them?
Just send her angels.
Just send her angels. I'm done with this. I'm done with it all.
Create peace on Earth.
She could be the
But
first.
she's holding them back to protect Trump.
She could be the first Avenger.
Yeah.
I mean,
Angel summoner.
yeah, just send her to the battlefield.
There's the BMX kid.
The BMX bandit.
BMX bandit.
We'll team up with someone who can run a BMX. Angel summoner, BMX bandit, laughing. World's problem solved. Job done. Yeah, by the rules of the show, you two gentlemen are right. She is
babbling the most shit.
Clearly the most batshit insane. Although I did enjoy Alex's mental impression.
He sounded a bit like the Count.
He did.
Well,
so we're in agreement that what's her name, Mike?
Cat Kerr.
Cat Kerr I concur. She is.
She's a fucking loony.
She is.
And she's on strong medication, I think.
She is clearly insane.
Allegedly.
She may be on a par with Jessie Lee Peterson.
Yeah. So, should we wrap this bad boy up?
Alright, so let's wrap it up. Betty and Barney Hill.
Bollocks.
Max got Tesco on the fence.
Yep.
I'm going aliens, because I always do. I'll stick with it.
Whatever we pick next week will be bollocks. But aliens, no.
Aliens,
Ben
never
loves
bollocks.
an alien
Never
abduction.
bollocks. Do love aliens. Please share us, move on.
It's because you want to be probed.
It's probably already happened, I just don't know about it.
Alright then, let's say goodnight.
Alright, so I've been Ben. I want to say, don't drink the Flavour Aid, don't join a cult, and I'm not ineffective in bed, as Gaz pointed out in a Facebook comment, when he moaned about people saying Flavour Aid.
Oh yeah, you are one of those people then.
I was being factually accurate.
Yeah, but the fucking saying is, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but it's Flavour Aid. It's all about factual accuracy, Gaz. We're
not.
journalists now.
Oh my god.
What kind of journalist are you?
You're worse than a grammar Nazi.
Flavour Aid.
Yeah, but the saying is, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, because it's factually inaccurate.
Yeah, but it is the saying, isn't it?
It is.
It's factually accurate to say that the saying is, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
But I want to be historically accurate.
Look, we'll do an entire fucking episode on this in the future.
It's going to be more than one episode on Jonestown, my friend.
No, on Kool-Aid.
It's going to... Oh, right, cool.
Right, come on. We were so close to saying goodbye.
I've said it.
Then you attacked me.
Don't join a cult.
Yes, it's mine.
Don't join Gaz's cult. It'll end up like Jonestown. You'll be drinking Asda Cola. Asda Smart Price Cola.
Join a Jedi cult instead.
Join a Jedi cult. Why not?
No,
Join a Mike.
A lot of work though.
Love homework.
Love homework.
Send me the money. You could join my cult by searching for how to survive a mindfuck. No, shit. I've forgotten the name of my
Church of Insignificance, wasn't it?
Oh, that was it. Yeah, look for the Church of Insignificance.
Don't join his cult.
Join my cult.
Don't join his cult.
And just ignore Ben. He believes in fucking aliens.
Don't ignore me. I'm the voice of rationality on this podcast.
He literally belched and answered at the same time earlier.
That's
You are
not
not
the voice of rationality,
You're not
Gaz.
the only voice of... Just, right, I've been Gaz. And I usually say at the end, free Biff Tannen.
Don't free Biff Tannen.
Yes, free Biff Tannen. He shouldn't be there at the end, it's weird.
Rapist.
He shouldn't be there at the house at the end.
He's a rapist, don't free him.
He didn't actually rape her, but that's why he shouldn't be there at the house. You're just making my argument for me. He shouldn't be there at the house because of what happened with him and Lorraine.
Yeah, alright.
It's weird.
Lover.
And it's just a weird...
He's a slave.
He's a weird slave situation where his fear of being told, the police being informed of what he did that night,
Good.
means that he's a bumbling idiot that goes like, gee, Mr. McFly, can I clean your car again?
Good.
Oh,
Good.
gee. No, free Biff Tannen is
Deserves
wrong.
everything he fucking doesn't get.
He's paid for his
Deserves
crime.
everything he gets.
He's paid, and he never actually did it. He got smacked by George.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Free Biff Tannen.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening.
If you have been.
Peace out. May the force be with you. Good night.